Oh, check you out. All right, now you guys can probably hear me. Now you guys can probably hear me. What's going on? I forgot I had to restart my computer. I didn't have everything turned on. Had to restart things. You know? Trying to get things restarted. Trying to act like I've been here before. All right, how's everyone doing today? Welcome in. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday. Angel, we go live together on Sunday. Yeah, we go live together on Sunday. Yeah. Oh yeah, just my specialty, Tatted, is just technical issues. Yeah, just my best one. New York stuff went really well. I got the data in, and I got the raw footage into into my podcast team. So a lot of that stuff is going to be on my podcast that's releasing in less than a month. In about a month. Less than or about a month. less than or about. Less than and or give or take. You know what I'm saying? Who here has heard about Kristi Noem's husband? Yeah, apparently she hadn't. Gabriel, I'm not going to be the governor of Puerto Rico. I'm going to be the president of Puerto Rico, okay? Because that's the only person that Donald Trump talks to. Donald Trump doesn't waste his time talking to the governor, okay, or mayor. He talks to the president of Puerto Rico, okay? I think it's actually the same living president that he talked about whether it was good to go to war on. It might be the same president. I'm not 100% sure, but that does sound a little bit schizophrenic. Okay, just saying. Just sounds a wee bit schizophrenic. Just a wee bit. You know? Just a wee bit. Maybe not all the way, but it's a bit. I know, my little brother's schizophrenic. The White House says President Trump will deliver a prime time address Wednesday evening to update the public on the Iran war. Well, look at that. Trump doesn't worry about his ballroom for 2 seconds. And all of a sudden he's giving updates on the war. I mean, I guess that's good. All he needed was a little bit of time to not all he needed was a little bit of time to, you know, to not be worried about his ballroom. You know what I'm saying? You guys I gotta take a I hate it. I don't like it. I need to take a selfie for something I'm doing. And I don't like it. Every way I take it, I don't like selfies. You know? I don't like selfies. They're not fun for me. I guess some people be liking them and stuff. I don't know. What do you... That is true. It must be exhausting trying to create a ballroom that nobody cares about and nobody likes. You know? Yeah. I know if I smile, it looks funny. If I don't smile, it looks funny also. I just look funny. If I smile, it looks funny. If I don't smile, it looks funny. I think I just look funny. Is that what it is? Am I just funny looking? It's possible. Or I just took one. We'll see how I like that. Yeah, I was saying I did smiling ones. I didn't like it. I did non-smiley ones. I didn't like it. I do look funny when I'm shaved, but that's just because I'm not used to it. I shaved for so many years. Truthfully, I shaved for so many years. And then when you just stop, you just look fun. I used to hate like when I would grow my facial hair, I'd be like, oh, I look stupid. And then I grew it out for a while and then I had to shave it and it was like, oh, I hate this also. Like I just, it's all bad. The hell? What was that? What is that photo? 3080? There it is. I just hate it all. My hair looks funny. What's it look like? Tell me about it. Tell me all about it. I'm curious to know your opinion. We had some crash outs yesterday, didn't we? Wowie. It started off slow, but we didn't disappoint by the time we got to the end of it. We made sure we got some good crash outs by the time we were done. Yeah, crash outs last night were wild. I've had a few actually crash outs. We had some crazy crash out stuff on Thursday before I left, and then we had like 2 crazy crash outs last night. Yeah, we definitely had some we've been having some crash outs lately. I don't know what's going on. Full moon, maybe. I'm not sure. Full moon, Kristi Noem's husband, doing things. And like there's no judgment, like you know what I'm saying? Like there's no judgment on what he's doing. And if you want to be completely honest, like it just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of all makes sense now. That's why she was out there with Corey Lewandowski doing their thing, It actually kind of makes sense. I don't know. I didn't hear it and I was like, oh, this is so, like, I'm so surprised. Like I didn't, not once. I didn't hear any of that and go like, oh, well now I'm shocked. Like that didn't happen. That happened 0 times. Maybe they're cool with it. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe that's what it is. Like maybe he, Yeah, maybe they're into it, you know? Who are we to judge, you know? I mean, honestly, it's consenting adults, you know? Ah! Shit, I almost dropped stuff. Like, honestly, like, it's consenting adults, which is like better than most Republicans, you know? I don't know. Oh, yeah. Whenever I hear about these scandals and I'm like from Republicans and it's like two consenting adults were doing weird stuff, I was like, hey, you know what? That's the good Republicans, you know? The good Republicans are the ones that, you know, hire sex workers and wear giant fake boobies, you know? Those are the good ones. That's better than anything going on, you know, with the rest of these, you know, like, cool, man. That's what you're into? Have fun. Dude, not hurting anyone? Shoot. That's all you got? Awesome. Cool, man. Cool, dude. Keep up the good work. You're a star. Keep up the good work. You're doing great. He's the perfect new architect for Donald Trump's ballroom that may or may not be happening. I said it in a video and I released a short today. I haven't been releasing a lot of content because of some stuff I'm trying to work on, but man, I tell you what, like, this is what I really hope with the ballroom before I open up the phone lines, because I have had a couple callers and I haven't seen anyone in the guest request box, but that's okay. What I hope is that the Supreme Court just keeps delaying it, right? And then eventually it just becomes like the Gavin Newsom Memorial Ballroom, because it doesn't actually finish under Trump, you know? That's what I'm guessing. That's what I said in my video earlier, for all y'all that didn't watch it. But yeah, I just assume that it becomes the, you know, the excuse me, yeah, it becomes the Obama, that comes the Joe Biden Memorial Ballroom after after it takes 5 more years to complete, you know. Either way. All right, phone lines are now open. I really appreciate you. X-Laxy, thank you so much for the Sunday. Hairless Wookie, thank you so much for the laughing disco. I appreciate that. If you guys like to support the live, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. Got the live gift goal, got super chats, super stickers, all that fun stuff, so I really appreciate that. Joe will need a memorial by then. I'm telling you, if you get on Kalshi, the odds are that Donald Trump will not make it through this term. So, I'm just saying. Hello, how are you? Yeah, the odds on Kalshi are that Donald Trump is not going to make it through this term. So, he better hurry that thing up, because it's not going well. Oh, the odds haven't been that Donald Trump was going to make it through this term, like, in the favor of that since April, bro. People voted him in and then immediately saw his skin falling off and was like, oh, this dude is just as bad as the last dude. I mean, at least Joe Biden was able to keep all of his skin and hair on, right? But what did Donald Trump say? Nothing bad can happen. Only good happen, or something like that. Whatever he said. He said something about Norway the other day too, and I was just like, "Oh my God, that is not coherent English. Holy shit!" It can only good happen, right? Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen. Or whatever Donald Trump is talking about these days. Real coherent speech. You know, real coherent stuff. Where I'm just so happy. We're doing so great, y'all. I'm just so excited. Oh my goodness. Nothing bad can happen. Only good can happen. It can only good happen. Yeah, what did he say about Norway? I heard the video. There was some video that just came out, and he was talking about Norway, and he was complaining about Norway not giving him the Nobel Peace Prize for whatever he said, and it was just whatever he said was just wild, dude. It was like that's not English. That's not how life works. That's not English. I do like all the people in my chat. They're like, "Oh, you say everything perfect." Where was that? Where was that sentiment when Biden wasn't speaking perfectly? When Biden wasn't speaking perfectly, you're like, "Oh, he has dementia." When Donald Trump does it, he's like, "Everybody messes up words." You see how quick they switch, dude? You see how quick they switch? They're funny. Hello, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
And not really. I'm America first, though, so you know what it used to be. I don't know if that's good enough to call in, but you know.
Do you vote for Donald Trump?
No, not this time.
Oh, okay.
I'm America first, though. I mean, all the bullshit he said in 2016, I kind of bought.
Sir, I'm America first. Everybody's America first, right? All Americans,
no,
like 99.99% of Americans are America first. That's not special.
You know, all the politicians take a lot of money from AIPAC. I'd say they're Israel first. That's Democrats and Republicans, so I think you're wrong there, but.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question. This is what I really want to talk to you about. Yesterday, I heard you describe America as a nation of immigrants. How do you feel about our immigration policy? What do you think about? Not the current one, just
we are a nation of immigrants.
To Biden.
Are we not a nation of immigrants?
Do you think we're a nation of immigrants?
You just said that you just said yesterday I said that, so obviously I do. I'm asking what you think.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, that's a misnomer. We're really not a nation of immigrants. That term was coined by Kennedy in '58 in his book.
Okay. So can you please explain to me which Americans didn't immigrate here?
Immigrants. What?
Can you please explain to me which Americans didn't immigrate here?
Well, the founders conquered America. I wouldn't call that immigration, sir.
I would.
We took it by force.
Yep, that's still migrating.
That's not immigration.
And even if the founders took it by force, everybody after that still immigrated. There was the people that took it by force, and then everybody else after that, sir. And then everybody, sir. I didn't say we're a nation of undocumented immigrants. I said we're a nation of immigrants. And there was no legal way to seek, by the way, there was no legal, by the way, there was no legal or illegal way to seek immigration. So that's also a lie. They didn't come here legally. They just came here and we didn't have rules against it.
I still remember the founders signing a bunch of paperwork to legally come to America or whatever. I mean, you want to say we're just not a nation of immigrants. Like, it's just the migration of people is the natural course of everything. Immigration is a very specific. That's signing paperwork coming here
Okay,
legally.
cool.
So
what is the definition
we're
of an
literally
immigrant?
Not a nation of immigrants.
What's the definition of an
We're not a
immigrant?
nation of immigrants.
Cool. What's the definition of an immigrant?
But that's not somebody that comes through by legal means
Wrong.
through a different country.
Wrong.
It literally
Wrong.
Is. It literally is.
No, it
In fact,
literally is not. I could read the definition for you. This is from Merriam-Webster. And the definition of immigrant is an immigrant is a person who moves to a foreign country, typically permanently, to settle there. So literally the founding fathers immigrated here because they moved to a foreign country in order to settle there permanently. So therefore they immigrated there, right? So therefore they were immigrants. Therefore everybody that came after that, sir, I'm in the middle of my sentence. Thank you.
Yes,
So literally
Yes,
everybody who's come here who's not indigenous is an immigrant. So therefore we're a nation of immigrants. And you trying to talk your way around us being a nation of immigrants just because it doesn't fit your narrative. Okay. It's just kind of sad. All right. This is how I know you're not actually America first, because America was built, the United States of America was built on immigrants. It was built because of immigrants. And the only reason it exists is because of immigrants. And you're trying to say that that's not true. And you saying that shows that you're not America first. You're whatever made up narrative that you can make up. I'm still in the middle of my sentence. I don't know why you're having a hard time with that.
The colonists that came here consider themselves settlers, which is a completely different.
The word settler is in the definition of immigrant. Yeah. The word settle is literally in the definition of immigrant.
Literally doesn't matter. They're completely.
An immigrant is a person who moves to a foreign country, typically permanently, to settle there. To settle. They are settlers.
Nations of immigrants is a political slogan.
No, Nation of Immigrants is just what we are because we're one of the only nations in the entire planet that's built almost entirely of people that immigrated here and their descendants. Unlike a country unlike a country that's nothing like that, right? Like if you want to take a country like Sweden, most of the people in Sweden did not come there from another country. They didn't settle there from another country. Their parents were from Sweden, their grandparents, their great-grandparents, their great-grandparents, their great-grandparents, all the way back there. It's all Swedish heritage, right? And now, while there is a little bit of freaking immigration in there, the overwhelming majority of the country is not immigrants. You can say that about China. You can say that about Japan. You can say that about, you can say that about almost every single country on the planet, but you can't say that about the United States. You can't, right? The United States was built off of European settlers, right? Who then committed a genocide, killed all the people here, brought in slaves, and then and had a bunch of people from their home countries migrate over. And you want to talk about, oh, they came here legally. There was no laws for that because the laws for what you consider documented immigration didn't exist yet. Okay, so you can't say they came in here legally when the laws didn't exist yet. Okay.
You're conflating all movements of people with immigration. That's basically like saying a house guest is the same as a tenant, is the same as an owner. I mean, it's a complete conflation.
Nope, because it literally says in the definition of immigrant, typically permanently, and a house guest isn't permanent. A tenant is permanent, and an owner is the owner. Those are three completely different fucking things that have nothing to do with each other, and you're just making a complete false equivalency to try to make a point that doesn't make any fucking sense. Okay, that would be like if I was comparing somebody that immigrated here, sir. That would be like if I was comparing somebody that immigrated here to somebody that was visiting Disney World for the first time. Okay, that is the definition of what you just said. What you just said is a house guest and a tenant, which is literally. Okay, which is literally like comparing a freaking somebody who migrated here from another country and lives here currently to somebody who went to Disneyland once. See, that's your equivalency. Now that doesn't make any fucking sense, does it, sir?
China. He immigrated to China. That's what you're saying. You're saying Genghis Khan immigrated to China. That's what Genghis Khan did. That's what you're trying to conflate. I mean, is that a serious argument? Like,
nope, because I didn't make that argument.
You're saying the founders came here and they're immigrants because they came here.
Sir,
you're
sir,
saying all
yes, they are. And again, sir, even if that you consider them not immigrants, everybody who came after the founders is still immigrants.
There are, yes, sure, there are lots of people that came.
So therefore, if you're one of the like 800 people in the United States that freaking are descendants of those, of the founding fathers, okay? If you're one of the 800 people in the United States that came from the founding fathers, then under your worldview, they wouldn't be considered immigrants, but still the other 360 million people here would.
Not all 360 million people here are immigrants. We are not a nation of immigrants. We are a nation that has immigrants. That is
we are a nation of immigrants. That is it. If you have an overwhelming majority of your population that is immigrants, you are a nation of immigrants. Period.
That is not true. No, it is simply not true.
Yeah, and this is how I know you're not America first, sir. This is how I know you're not America first. And honestly, sir, no, shh.
Not the black.
All right, I'm muting you. Sir, this is how I know you're not America first, okay? This is how I know you're not America first, okay? Because you don't actually care about the actual things that built this country, right? You don't care about the actual things that actually built this country and how this country became what it is and what makes it amazing and what makes it great as it is, right? You don't care about all of those things, right? You only care about you and your little white friends and making America all white. And you think that making it all white and all freaking clear and, throwing away all the seasoning in your cabinet makes you America first. And that's not reality, sir. That's just yours and Stephen Miller's little fucking dream. But you guys all immigrated here. You're all immigrants. Okay, sweetheart? You're all immigrants. Okay. And then once you realize that, then we can get to an actual conversation about what America first is.
Sir, let me address the white thing that you just said.
No, I'm not interested. Sir. Anyways, y'all make sure you guys double tap that screen. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Hit that like button if you haven't already. All right. I'm sorry. What? Hi, you still there?
Yeah, have you seen Titanic?
Not interested, sir. So anyways, why do you think you're America first?
Sir, in Titanic, there's only so many lifeboats. If you keep...
And I already said not interested, and it's like you didn't even hear me. Okay? I've already heard the Titanic reference before. Oh, he's gone. I've already heard your Titanic reference before. Okay, you've come up on my live, apparently, because you just used it, I think, yesterday. There's only so many lifeboats. Sir, there could be 0 lifeboats. There could be 1,000 lifeboats. There could be 1,000,000 lifeboats. Nothing changes that we're a nation of immigrants. Okay? The amount of lifeboats that are on Titanic do not change that we're a nation of immigrants. Okay? It doesn't change any of that. Y'all, thank you guys so much. Make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate you. So I had very low tolerance. He didn't even vote for Trump. I don't even know why he was up here. So there was really no point in continuing the conversation with him. He didn't even vote for Trump. He was just a normal weird person. You know what I'm saying? He was just a normal weird person. That's even stranger. You know what I'm saying? All right. If you guys like to support the live, I do have super chats, super stickers. I have live gift goals. Somebody hit me with the firework. Penny, thank you so much for the fireworks. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. We only got one more of those in the live gift goal. Rosa, thank you so much for the $2. Rosa again says, ¿En dónde está la Serena? I don't speak Spanish, but I'm going to take that really well. And it sounds great. Thank you so much, Rosa. Ed Claxley, thank you so much. Disassociate say, did you hear about Kristi Noem's husband talk about not skipping chest day? Bro hasn't missed a chest day in years, bro. Bro hasn't missed a chest day in years. That's a really good point. About half the people on the Titanic were also immigrants. Oh, it's Where's the Mermaid? That's funny. La Sirena is like a siren. That makes sense. That actually makes sense. Got it now. La Sirena, the mermaid. She's not on. Well, she'll be on her TikTok later or whatever. But she's around. She's listening. She heard you. Ted, thank you so much for the $5. Said Anna defense shocked. Did I miss it? Nah, Anna defense shocked. I must have missed a part there. My bad. Scott says, I'm sorry to say I'm not America first. Yeah, that'd be weird, Scott. You're Canadian. All right. That would be very strange. Disassociate said, thank you so much for the $5. Said, as a naturalized citizen, it is infuriating when people have loud opinions about immigration yet don't know what immigrants are that immigrants are literally migrants. Like, how are you gonna argue the definition of immigrant? Oh, the non defense. Yeah, gotcha. Sorry, sometimes I have to. Yeah, literally, like, we're a nation of immigrants. Nuh-uh. It's a political slogan. What are you talking about, dude? No, it's just how things are. It's just the definition of things. Definitions hurt. But thank you so much, Disassociate. Yeah, they don't care. They need to feel like they're special, right? They need to feel like they're special, and the only way they can make themselves not feel like they're actually special is by claiming that they're not migrants or they didn't come from migrants, right? Because then they get to feel like they have some sort of superiority over other people, right? That's what racism is. Racism and xenophobia are just people's excuses to be able to try to have power over people, right? It's just what they do to try to create power over other people. And if they can sit there and go, oh no, I'm not an immigrant because I'm white and my great grandparents came over legally, and by legally means they got off a boat and no one fucking cared. By that it means got off a boat and nobody gave a shit. Then yeah, I guess they did illegal. Y'all, can y'all make sure you guys send their heart me's also? I really appreciate that. And Lee, thank you so much for the $3 super chat. I really appreciate that also. W's the chat for all the gifters. Oh, I got the little sticker there. I didn't even see that. Hello, how are you? What? Hello, how are you?
Hi, this is Analyst Cruz with Region.
Oh, right. My ancestors were kicked out of their country. A lot of people's ancestors were kicked out of their country. That happens quite a bit. Hell, by the time we're done, I might freaking be kicked out of this one. We'll see. Who knows? They might try to deport me. They might try to deport me. Who knows? You know, they ain't building more concentration camps in this country for nothing. All right? They're not doing it for their health. All right? They're not trying to buy these giant warehouses and all this stuff. They're not doing all of that for funsies. Okay? There's a reason behind it. So, you know. Hello. Yeah, they're not doing it for nothing, man. I'm telling you. They ain't doing it for nothing. Warehouse? Oh yeah, they're trying to like buy up warehouses in Texas and trying to buy. They're literally trying to buy up warehouses and stuff to build new like concentration camps in. Like they're doing it like every week, and like places are like trying to catch them and get them to like stop them from buying them and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, it happens all the time. Yep. And I promise you, they ain't doing it. Yeah, in Arizona, they just did it. Yeah. They're not doing it for nothing. They're not doing it for nothing. You know? They're doing it for a reason. And I'll let you know, usually when people, you know, start building concentration camps, usually doesn't end up well. By the way, guys, if you guys are ever on the side of the people that are building the concentration camps, just thought I'd let you know, like, history does not look good for you. Okay? If you're one of the people that's on the side of building the concentration camps, you're not doing, you're not, history does not thrive on your side. All right? History does not. In history, somebody has to be the Nazis, right? Somebody has to be it. Might as well be you MAGAs in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Might as well be you guys. Somebody has to be the bad, inhumane people for the, like, in our history books. Who else are our kids going to learn about? Our grandkids and all this sort of stuff, right? Who else are they going to learn about? Might as well be you. Hello, how are you?
Polly, we're winning the war. We're winning the war, Polly. We took out everything. We have everything over there, Polly. I'm telling you now. We're winning the war.
All right. Well, thanks. If you guys still support Trump, you guys can call in on the number of my head or join the guest request box, and we can get into a conversation. I'd love to have a conversation about Donald Trump's ballroom going kaput. I'd love to have a conversation about Ron DeSantis literally committing Medicare fraud. I want to see all the ICE agents showing there. Oh, some MAGA that's been chirping in my chat requested for like half a second, and then he ran. That was actually really funny. I love when they run. I love when they run. It reminds me how much better I am than them. Because he's been talking in my chat. So I don't do box invites no more. I said somebody can come in the guest request box. What are you talking about? I just said somebody tried to come in my guest request box and then ran. I think it was that was his name, Chad Dunkel or something. Yeah, he ran. Hello, how are you? Hello?
Vance 2028.
Okay. I don't know why you're saying that. You still won't be able to vote. I guess you can vote for him in 2032 when, like, you finally turn 18. Or whatever that was. I just want to say, this generation is weird, man. This generation is weird. Yeah, when I was that kid's age, I was like, oh, I wonder if a girl will talk to me. And he's like, I'm gonna go say Vance 2028 on this guy's live. That'll be so great. Like, man, y'all are fucking betas. Fucking betas. Hello, how are you?
I'm great. How are you today, sir?
I'm excellent. How old are you?
27, sir.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
No, because he's a pedophile, rapist, warmonger, and I hate him. Also, he's from New York City, so.
All right. I mean, no lies detected, but, you know. No lies detected. But what are you going to do? All right. Yeah, well, okay then. All right. I got nothing. Hello, how are you?
Yeah, could you kind of clean up the language a little bit?
No.
Okay.
All right. Nope, not gonna do that. Yep. Oh, sorry. I'm not even trying to be rude. I'm just, even if I did try to agree to that, I would fail anyway. You know? Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm excellent. How old are you?
58.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump? Sure is not a yes or a no.
Okay, yes.
Awesome. Why do you still support Trump?
Okay, can we play a game first?
No. Was it Saw?
Okay.
You want to play Scrabble? You want to play? What do you want to play? You want to throw some Yahtzee? I do love some Yahtzee, bro.
No, accountable on TikTok. I want to see how many violations I can get you. I have a few people here in the live. So we're here. We're see to have if you can actually have a fair conversation on a kids app, or if you get a violation, or if you get blocked. So can you talk to me?
I don't know why I'd want to play that with you. Yeah. So.
Well, you can't function on a kid.
Bye. Anyways. Yeah, somebody needs a friend. Weirdo. MAGA, why is MAGA so weird? Why is MAGA so weird? Yeah, and if you can I ask you I want to ask that last guest a question too. If you think it's a kids app, why are you on here? Because you said you were like 50 something. Because I only talk to adults. That's why I ask people how old they are. But you apparently are on the side of TikTok where all the kids are. Can we get a follower? Can we get a follower check on Steven? Can we get a follower check on Steven? I feel like we need to. It's
insane.
I feel like there's something wrong with him. I feel like something's wrong with him. That's strange. He says I support Trump, and then just like, why don't you have a conversation? Very strange. Anyways, we're gonna keep this thing going. Hope you guys are having a good one. Hello, how are you?
Want to play a game?
No. All right. Disassociate, thank you so much for the $5 said, you can silence 50 scholars with one fact, but you can't silence one idiot with 50 facts. That's true. I do it every day. And I will literally present 50 facts. Definitions from Merriam-Webster and everything. Just nothing. I know. Confucius/disassociate. Thank you so much. And Scott says, gay males are hiding in clown circus called MAGAville. I think you're trying to say there's a bunch of closeted people in MAGAville, and you're 100% right. So that I will agree with. Weird way of phrasing it, but you're Canadian, so I don't know. You guys be doing weird stuff over there. And Mel, thank you so much for the $10 said, what weirdo at 55 admitting you're on an app for kids? So why are you? That's what I was saying, Mel. I feel like you were probably typing it as I was freaking saying it. Like, that's what I was saying. Like, you're admitting that you like a place for, like, that's strange, dude. That's very strange. That's strange, bro. And he's in my chat. He said host is on the same app. So what this is this guy's claim, okay? This is what this guy thinks is like a gotcha. You're in the same weird place I am. Ha ha ha. You're weird because you're in the same place that I am. And he thinks he thinks he's swinging gotchas over here. Can one of my mods just escort him out of my live forever, please? And thank you. Hello, how are you?
Hello, Paulie. I hate to be this guy, but me and a bunch of other folks, we'd like to play a game.
Fuck. This fucking gonna be another. Is this gonna be Placenta Gate 2? Are we just doing fucking play? Is this just an episode of fucking Saw now? Is that what we're doing? We're just doing a full episode of Saw. Yo, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If someone would like to help me clear out this live gift goal or help me clear out my gift gallery, I'd really, really appreciate it. Really means a lot to me. Thank you so much. And make sure you guys send those heart me's. Also, if you still support Trump, please join the guest request box or call in and we can have a conversation. Preferably one that's not living on a very weird side of TikTok where there's children. So being very strange over there. But it's okay. I see that most of the MAGA are just scared, and that's fine. Like I said, the longer I'm on here, the more scared they get, and it's just fine at this point. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
32. I just really need to know what's going on with this whole game thing.
I don't know. Some guy just was like, "You want to play a game? Let's see about how far we can go and get you like banned or something." I don't know. I don't know what he was talking about. I don't know. I assume he just wanted to play just a tip just for a second just to see how it feels or something.
I don't know, but I love watching you, Paulie. Keep it up.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's what I assume he wanted to play with me. Maybe we want to see it out. Maybe we want to play a little game. A little game, yeah. Cootie girl, thank you so much for the fireworks. I really appreciate that. Play just for a second, just to see how it feels. Yeah. What is going on here? Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
Are you still there?
Not mentally anymore. Scarlett, thank you so much for the roses. I appreciate that. Yep, starting to tune most of the MAGAs out at this point, to be completely honest with you. You guys are being weird. You guys are so strange. It's just weird just talking to just weird people. Oh, I don't know. Hello, how are you?
Do you want to play games?
Hello, how are you? All right. Y'all, if you guys like to help support, I think I have the money guns I'm trying to clear out in the live gift goal too. I appreciate that. Be great. Thank you so much for the $5. Said Trump can't tell these fools oxygen is fake and they will stop and they will die holding their breath. Super clowns. Yeah, for real. He probably could at this point. I mean, he told him to take horse dewormer and they did it. He told them not to take the vaccine that they actually, that he actually worked on. I don't know. He's strange. Hello?
Hey, do you want to play a game?
Hello.
What's up, dude?
What's up?
I was told to give you a call about something about you debate people on Trump.
You were told to give me a call by who?
I don't know, bro. Someone said that you debate people.
Who told you?
Trump. Someone called one of my family members called me and told me.
One of your family members called you and told you that I debate Trump, and now you're just calling that random number when I happen to be live.
Swear to God, I literally got a phone call. I'm not joking. I dead ass got sitting on my couch. I get a phone call from my brother-in-law. He said, dude, call this number. This guy debates about Trump. He's going to convert you. So I'm trying to see if you're going to actually convert me.
Who's your brother? Brother-in-law, sorry.
He's my brother-in-law.
Is the brother-in-law in the chat right now?
I think so. They said they were watching you, so I assume.
All right, don't give me the full name, but what's your brother-in-law's first name?
Jackson.
Jackson. Is Jackson in the chat? If Jackson's in the chat, I want to see who Jackson is. See if this is legit or not. Cuz it's kind of funny if it's true. I'm not going to lie cuz it's true. Wait, hold on. Ari says it's true. Hold on. Ari, how do you know it's true? Am I missing something?
No, dude, honest to God, bro. So I got a call from my brother-in-law. He told me to call you to debate about Trump. He said that you do this TikTok thing or whatnot. I was like, okay.
All right. Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'll talk to you. That's fine. But I also need to talk to Jackson. So mods, keep an eye out for Jackson because I can't keep up with the chat right now. Hold on. Somebody is claiming that they are Jackson in my chat.
What's their name? What's their chat name?
Well, you give me what their chat name is. I don't want to give it away because you could just be like, "Oh, it's him."
Oh shoot, I don't. What's your TikTok actually?
Hold on. This person on YouTube, I'm gonna throw those here, says, "What's up, Paulie? It's Jackson." And they sent another message too, and I lost it. And it said debate him. Yeah, there it is. Also says debate him. Hold on. No joke. Hold on, real quick. One second. Hold on, Jackson. No, I'm gonna debate you. Just 1 second, okay, man? We're gonna have a conversation, and I'm gonna be real nice to you, sir. What's your first name?
Caleb.
Holy shit, we found Jackson. Holy shit, we found Jackson. Okay, Jackson is here. He put your first name in the chat, so I was checking it. All right, Jackson. Oh. Well, how old are you? Dude, sorry, not Jackson. You're Caleb. Like how old are you?
23.
Awesome. And you still support Trump?
Yeah, dude, I love my boy Trump. He a dog.
All right. Why do you still support Trump?
Well, you know, illegal immigrants, kicking them out. Love that. That's my main reason I love Trump.
Is because he's kicking out undocumented immigrants. That's why you can't stand him? That's why you like him so much?
Illegal immigrants.
Illegal immigrants. So in 2025, how many undocumented immigrants did Donald Trump kick out?
I have no idea. I just know he's getting them out, and I love it.
Okay, perfect. The number is about 600,000 undocumented immigrants.
Aren't you proud of that?
I mean, if you want to be proud of that, that's totally fine. How many undocumented immigrants did Joe Biden kick out in 2024?
How much?
685,000.
Damn, Biden was doing it too? Okay, I kind of vibe with Biden now.
So Biden deported more people. He cost the taxpayer less money, right? He did it more efficiently. And Donald Trump is doing things like building concentration camps, sending children to these concentration camps. Over 3,800 children have been sent to places like Alligator Alcatraz and Dilley and San Antonio. Over 20 infants have. He's deported people to countries that they're not from. He's deported people to prisons in places like El Salvador that are like worldwide known for torture.
Absolutely agree. They broke the law.
And what so you think that anybody that breaks a law should be sent to a torture prison or a concentration camp?
I think that they don't belong in America, and I think wherever they get sent to outside of America is no longer America's problem.
No. And then it just became El Salvador's problem, right? We made a deal where we paid the El Salvadorian government $6 million in American tax funds just to put them in the torture prison. We could have just deported them back to, whatever country they came from, and it would have cost us $0 after they got there.
Also voted. Did you know Democrats also tried to push about $400 trillion to support LGBTQ outside of America?
$400 trillion to support LGBTQ outside of America. Sir, I thought we were talking about immigration. That's quite a jump, sir.
I didn't mean trillion. I meant billion.
Because $400 trillion is well more than the United States makes in a long time.
As I already said, I just said billion. I just corrected myself.
So are you just done talking about immigration?
So I actually have a genuine question.
Okay.
Genuine question. You just log on to TikTok and what do you do? What's your actual job? Let me ask that.
I mean, I have one. I don't feel the need to share that with you.
Dude, I'm just a random person, bro. There's no problem sharing it with me.
Well, sir, I'm not sharing it with you. I'm sharing it with the 1,700 people that are here watching.
Okay, listen, bro. I drive a semi for a living.
Well, congratulations, man. Not really sure what my job during the day has much to do with what we're talking about here, but
I just want to know if
what's that?
That's just going to sit here and bullshit the entire time.
Sorry, I didn't quite hear you. What'd you say?
You know what? Actually, what's your name? I want to meet you in real life.
Are you trying to make sexual advances on me, sir? Because honestly, I already have a partner, and she sounds like she is much more attractive than you are. Okay, so I don't know why you would like call in and just do that, sir. And like, if you want to, if you're trying to hit on me, just be a man about it and just be like, hey, like, here's my number. Call me sometime. Maybe we can go out. I'll take you out for dinner. Jackson, why are you? Is this what you were trying to do? You were trying to send me your brother-in-law in order to try to hook me up. You know I'm partnered. Okay, I don't know why you're. I don't know why you're doing that.
So are you partnered with the trans or what?
If I was, so what?
I know all you. I know all you left swing that way. Come on.
Gotcha. So less than 0.5%,
honestly,
sir.
Rage bait you, bro.
Yeah, you're not even doing a good job of rage baiting if that's what you're trying to do. You're both not doing a good job of rage baiting and also not being a good job of being funny. Yeah. And not engaging in good conversation. You literally have done nothing here that actually benefits anyone in society. Yeah.
So I'm sitting here complimenting you.
I can't hear you complimenting. You're muted, sir. Once you stopped fucking, you know, like stopped actually trying to have a real conversation. Sir, I'm here to have real conversations with real people about real issues. There are literally people dying. American soldiers dying. Over 700,000 people that have died across the fucking planet. All right, due to things like USAID being cut. The Republicans right now in Congress are trying to pass a bill, okay, that takes more people away from their health care and to take that money and to use it to fund ICE in the war. Okay? Sir, I've been doing this for a long time. You can't rage bait me. You won't bother me, okay? But the fact that you're so much of an ignorant fucking adult, okay, that you think that this is just like a, you know, that you should just come up and like rage bait instead of actually trying to have genuine conversation just really shows, well, I mean, two things. One, how much of a sad, you know, little dick human you are, right? And two, it really shows us how somebody like Donald Trump gets into office, right? It really shows how someone like Donald Trump gets into office, that we can't even have adult conversations with adults, you know, with, you know, without freaking little shrimp energy up here just coming up and doing a bad job at rage baiting. It's really kind of sad, isn't it?
Let me talk to you. All right. For like the past 3 minutes, I've done nothing.
I don't care. Anyways, we're going to move on to the next caller. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Oh, you thought we were going to have a convo after that? Fuck off. Hello, how are you?
Just listen to me.
Who are you?
Are you listening? Are you listening to me?
No.
I just want to tell you something.
Yeah, now this guy, now he's upsetty spaghetti. Now he's blowing up my phone. He didn't get those digits, so he doesn't know what to do. Make sure y'all hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm about to get wine and dined by that guy. Hello, how are you? Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? Oh, excuse me. Mercy, thank you so much for the money gun. I appreciate that. Lisa, and you can't make this. Also, thank you guys so much for the money guns. I think if somebody sends me 2 of those, I actually clear that off my gift goal too. I appreciate that. All right, y'all, if you still support Trump, you can join the guest request box. You can call on the number. I have a few people that are sending my guest request box, like trying to open it up. It's being slow. So give me un momento and I'll try to open it up. Sometimes TikTok Studio gets a little weird. But I'm trying. Lindsay, thank you so much also. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's a seriously weird night. That's okay. It's okay, y'all. We'll get. It's been taking a little bit longer every single night, but we are actually getting to some good conversations before the night ends almost every night. So stay tuned. Make sure you guys hit that follow button, and we'll get there. Hello, how are you? Yeah, we are actually getting to some good conversations eventually. So if you guys still support Trump, especially if you actually want to have a conversation about why you support Trump instead of, I don't know, being weird. Hello, how are you? Oh, I think that was an accident. That was funny though, that guy who said that stuff in my cadence. I appreciate it. That was funny. Verillian, thank you so much for the $5. Said MAGA's brains have broken over Kristi Noem's husband. Who would have thought that was the straw? And you know, like, to be completely honest with you, like, again, I saw the Kristi Noem's husband thing. And I saw the Kristi Noem's husband thing. And it like, I was like, not even for a second was I was like, oh, this is surprising. Like, not one time. Not one time. I was like, actually, this makes a whole lot of sense. To be completely honest with you. It makes a whole lot of sense. But that's just my opinion. Thank you so much, Brilliant. And B Great says it was D Right Place, a kids app, same old MAGA PDS. Yeah, very, very weird. If I thought something was a kids app, I wouldn't be on it. Right? It wouldn't really. Just as I said, it's a weird night, Polly. Every night's a weird night. That's true. Every night is a weird night lately. Every night is a weird night lately. That's all right. What did the husband do? You guys haven't seen the pictures of Kristi Noem's husband? Need proof Jackson and Caleb are not the same person. I'm pretty sure they're the same person. You guys haven't seen this shit? Oh my God. Can I even put it on the screen? I don't even know if I can put it on the screen, dude. Hold on. I'll try. Hello, how are you? Yeah, I'll see if I can try. I don't know. I'll see if I can. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, he was all right. The TMZ article doesn't have anything. Yeah, it's been all over everything. It's been all right. That one seems like not too risque. That one seems like not too risque. But it's like yeah, according to the Daily Mail, Byron snapped photos of himself wearing oversized faked breasts and chatted with adult performers. Yeah. And like apparently used his own phone number. Like didn't even try to use his own phone number. And then I think it was like, I don't even know who it was. Whoever, it was like the New York Post or Daily Mail or somebody like called to confirm it, like with the Noem family. And it was like, and they were like, yeah, we were really surprised when they just confirmed it. Like they just admitted that it was true. It was super weird. Hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing all right. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. You're not from here though, huh?
I'm not American, but sure. Why do you dislike Trump?
Yeah.
Because I think that's integral as to.
Yeah, cool, man. Hello, how are you? Yeah. So it was all over. Hold on, let's see if I can find that. Maybe I can pull up the IG. But if you still support Trump, call in the number or join the guest request box. We'll see if we can actually have somebody that actually wants to talk at some point. I think most of them are just sad little scared people at this point, but that's okay. If one of you guys actually grows a pair and actually wants to have a conversation about your beliefs, then you guys let me know. Oh, that's not the full one. I was trying to find the full thing with like. It's wild. Yeah, she wasn't surprised about it all. Anyways, the photos are wild. He's getting on there and he's got some like big ol' like thingies. It was wild. Like there's pictures and everything. And they just like called and confirmed it. Like, and again, like I don't care. Like whatever you want to, like, they were huge. Apparently paid like $25,000 to sex workers that he would like talk to while wearing them and stuff like that. It was it was wild. And I guess that's probably why Kristi Noem was out there sleeping with Lewandowski. Size H breastises? That's what it was? Size H's? That's I mean, I think they call it like bimboification or something like that. It was really weird. Hello, how are you?
Hi, it's your DC auntie. Listen, if you go Google images, put his name in, or her name and husband, the pictures come up that you're talking about. Because I haven't seen them yet. So I just wanted you to put that in. I also wanted to tell you, most of your callers are one-legged men coming to an ass-kicking contest. That's why they're not calling. Okay?
Well, that's been the case for years.
They're not calling. They're one-legged men. I mean, I tell my friends, you got to listen to this guy. All these cripples calling in because they can't win. And the other thing I wanted to say to you was when they ask you what has Trump done good, he's put the light on the ignorance and the misinformed. That's the best thing he's done for this country. Now we see, all the ignorance and the misinformed.
Yeah.
I'm thinking nobody studied in school. I'm like I'm this many years old, and I'm finding out that all these people that I'm walking around in D.C. are stupid. It's unreal. But I'm not going to hold you. I know you want to get your callers in. But again, just remember, one-legged men coming to the ass-kicking contest.
W's a chat for auntie. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming up. W's the chat for auntie. Big W's. I flashed the picture for a second, but I'll put the New York Post article in my Discord in the sources because it's wild. That wasn't even the bad picture, dude. That wasn't even the bad picture. If you're in my Discord, I'm dropping it in the sources spot of my Discord. Cause it is wild, dude. Oh, I put in the subscriber one. I know, I put it somewhere in there. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
18.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. Why is that?
It's because he had sex with his two children.
All right. I can't really hear you, and it didn't sound like it was good, so I'm just going to go ahead and move on. Hello, how are you?
What's up?
Hi, how old are you?
22.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
Turn that off, please. The stock markets are up, and I like it.
The stock markets, you mean slightly recovered from like how down they've been? Or they're just up in general like they pretty much always are?
They hit a record high.
Yeah, they hit record highs all the way through, almost all the way through the Biden administration too, and through the Obama administration. And you're like, if you're just judging like a president by whether the stock market did well, you can pretty much call every president good since the Great Depression.
So does my argument stand that I support Trump?
No, it does not.
How?
What is Donald Trump doing to prop up the stock market?
Fuck if I know, dude.
So gotcha. So it goes up pretty much no matter who the president is, unless they completely, just tank our economy completely, which Donald Trump, did actually do in his first term, right? But besides that, it goes up generally just over time because that's the way the stock market works. You can't attribute any of the things that are happening with the stock market to Donald Trump, yet you're giving him credit for it.
Yeah, I mean, mainly because of his pro-business policies, which equivalent. Sorry, I don't know the word. Pro-business policies equal higher profits, dude.
What pro-business
And,
policy has he had?
That can lead to higher earnings and higher stock prices. Stocks go up when companies make more money, and his policies are designed to boost profits, which also, I guess, you could say is kind of like I do think that he supports like the upper middle class and above, but regardless, that's irrelevant to the point.
So what pro-business policy does he have?
It's like, dude, I don't have the names. Do you want me to look them up?
No, sir, you're making the positive claim that he has pro-business policies. I'm just asking you to name one.
You want me to name one?
Yes, please.
All right, hold on, man. I gotta freaking. I got one from 2017.
Okay.
Or do you want one like current day?
I mean, I'd prefer to have one that would, if we could manage that.
And you're really like throwing curveballs at me.
Obviously.
Oh, fuck. How about the fucking tariffs, man? You like the tariffs?
No.
The corporate tax?
No.
How are you going to just say no to everything that I ask?
You asked if I like the tariffs. I don't like the tariffs. I think that Donald Trump executed them poorly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think that they're blanket tariffs, and I think that they don't work well for our economy. You said the corporate tax. Obviously, you're referring to Donald Trump, which means you're talking about corporate tax, reductions, right? Corporate tax rate deductions, and we haven't seen that equate to any type of jobs or any type of improvement in the economy. What we've seen is that actually a redistribution of wealth due to it. So, no.
Yeah, but like if investors thought that the economy was going to be bad, then the price, like the stock market, wouldn't rise. So obviously, like investors, expect that the economy is good. Like markets don't rise as investors think the economy is collapsing. You know what I mean?
That's why the stock market keeps going down, and then Donald Trump says something and it goes back up a little bit, and then it goes down, and then it goes back up a little bit, and Donald Trump does something and the stock market drops. Remember, did you listen to Pam Bondi and her Dow at 50,000? The Dow is at 50,000. I don't think it's hit 50,000 again since she said that. Has it hit 50,000 again since she said that? I don't think it has.
I mean, I'm not saying everything is perfect, but you can't call the economy bad when the stock market is this strong. The market reflects like the investor confidence and the future expectations.
Sir, it was the Dow was at 50,000.
Like,
it's lower than that right now. How are you telling me that it's getting better and people have confidence in things if it was at 50,000 and now it's lower than 50,000?
I mean, yeah, it has pulled back this year, but that's normal in any economy.
Why did it pull back this year?
Trump. Because of Fed rates, inflation, global conflicts, and corporate earnings.
Nice read. Do you know what any of the stuff you just read means?
I know what inflation means.
You know what inflation means. So, but the rest of the words are just foreign.
Well, I mean, I could spell them out for you, I guess. I don't really know what you're asking for.
All right, man.
That the market is not a direct reflection of the economy.
Am I debating you or an economics book?
Oh shit, that's a good question. Well,
That is a good question. I thought it was a good question. Yeah.
Now, to be fair though, out of all the callers you've had, I feel like I'm the one who tried the most.
You did. You actually. I mean, honestly, in you know, just for your edification, I think you're the only one of them that has actually read anything ever.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like I'm a big fan of you, dude, and no one's even tried. I'm trying.
I give you an A for effort, man. I'm just gonna move on to the next caller because I don't think we're getting anywhere here, brother.
I know, dude, but can I just ask you a fan question?
What's up, man?
You don't have to answer, but do you think like, and I don't know anything, you already know this, but do you think that you could like debate Charlie Kirk?
Oh, I think that would be pretty difficult at this point.
Oh, come on, dude. Hey, do you is no one is illegal on stolen land? Is that a good argument? I don't think it is, but I want to know like from someone who knows what they're talking about.
I don't know if it's a good argument, right? I don't know that it's a good argument, to be completely honest with you.
Oh, that's new. All right, cool.
Well, I mean, just because something is true doesn't mean it's a good argument. It's the truth.
Well,
but just because things are true doesn't mean it's a good argument.
Well, but the stolen like equal conquered?
The stolen equal conquered. Yes, it's just called conquered by the people who win. The people who steal it just call it conquered later, and they can do that because they won.
Does that mean that we're illegal on the land?
Yeah.
Yeah, that does.
Yep, pretty much. Unless you're the ones that create the laws. But I am going to move on, man. I hope you have a good one, okay?
Fuck.
Y'all make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hello, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
36.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
No, I don't fuck with Trump. I don't fuck with any president, honestly.
Okay, then why are you calling a political live?
Oh, I just wanted to say that that's just all bullshit. They just want us all to fight, man. That's what that is. They just want us.
Who's
so they?
They?
Can be in power, and they want us all to fight. That's
Who's
all that
they?
is. The government.
They
People in
is the
power.
government?
They just want us all to fucking fight each other so they can do whatever the fuck they want, honestly.
And what exactly are they going to do while we're fighting each other?
I have no idea. I have no clue. I don't follow
Gotcha.
it. I just wanted to call you and say I'm a big fan of yours. You're doing great stuff, man. I think you're awesome.
Appreciate it, man. Have a good one. Goodness gracious. Y'all hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. If you guys like to support the live, I do super chat, super stickers, and still working on these money guns, trying to clear that gift gallery. So if you guys like support, I appreciate that. Also, make sure you guys are sending those daily heart me's. Hello, how are you?
Doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. How old are you?
I'm 24.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. Why is that? Sorry. Why do you still support Trump? I apologize. Sorry, I zoned out there for a second. I appreciate it. Sorry. Why do you still support Trump?
I still support Trump. I really like his ICE initiative. I like how he's trying to draft the Save America Act.
Okay. Why do you like either of those things?
I like the ICE initiative because I think it's very important that we get illegal immigrants out of our country. And I like the SAVE Act because I think it prevents...
Well, let's stick on that one. We'll come back to the SAVE Act. Why is that so important? Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, I said we'll move to the SAVE Act second. Like, why is it so important to get, undocumented immigrants out of the country?
It drives down fraud and it makes more housing available for legal citizens.
It drives down fraud. And how's that?
Well, there's a lot of fraud taking place from the illegal immigrant community, primarily the Somali community in Minnesota, and then lots of it in California as well. mainly
Actually, do you know what the actual largest like fraud when it came to, because this was COVID fraud, you know where actually the largest fraud case was in the United States?
Where?
Mississippi, actually. Yeah, actually it was just released very, very recently. That the American taxpayers actually ended up paying like something like $67 million over what they were supposed to. Not the American taxpayer, Florida taxpayers. I live in Florida. I'm a Floridian, right? And we overpaid like $67 million in taxes over the last I forgot exactly how many years. I think it was the last 5-6 years or whatever. And that money, $10 million of that money actually got sent directly to a nonprofit that's ran by Casey DeSantis. So they're literally committing Medicaid fraud. Literally, like the governor of Florida is. Rick Scott in Florida actually was found liable for committing like tons of Medicaid fraud, hundreds of millions of dollars. Right. So actually, a lot of that fraud is actually coming from not only not immigrants, but it was actually coming from American Republican politicians. But if you want to talk about the Somali fraud specifically, let's also realize that that was actually perpetrated, and the ringleader of that entire thing was actually an American white lady. So actually all of that is actually attributed to an American, not an immigrant.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, that's fair. I know a lot of it was let slide under Tim Walz and Ilhan Omar.
It did not actually. By the time this whole thing happened with Nick Shirley and Donald Trump found out about it, by the time they even started investigating it, there was already 64 people in prison for that fraud who had been indicted since 2022, and another almost 30 people that were indicted awaiting their trials. So no, it was not being ignored.
I mean, it would have been properly addressed sooner if the Biden administration didn't take away the fraud detection.
Sir, I'm not arguing that they didn't have a problem with fraud. That is 100% true. Okay, we obviously have problems with fraud all the way across the United States. If we're having the biggest things happen in Mississippi, I'm showing you examples in Florida, right, of it happening. I'm not arguing that there's not fraud, and I'm not arguing that during COVID we didn't see widespread fraud across the board. Your argument is that immigrants are the ones that are perpetrating it, and that's not the case, right? I mean, I'm not saying that they don't perpetrate any of it. Of course they do, but we're not going to see a reduction in fraud by getting rid of undocumented immigrants. Not to mention those Somali immigrants that were committing the fraud. They were Somali Americans. They were actually U.S. citizens, so they wouldn't be eligible for deportation anyway.
True. I think mostly the identity fraud would stop, and the voter fraud would stop.
The identity fraud and voter fraud?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So do you know who the Heritage Foundation is?
I think I've heard the name, but I'm not familiar with the organization.
Okay. They're an incredibly right-wing think tank. Okay, that exists, and I think they have over a dozen different people that are in the Trump administration, right? JD Vance wrote a foreword to things like Project 2025, which was written by the Heritage Foundation, and they did a widespread voter fraud. I'm qualifying this is because I want you to know that they are super right, okay? Like super right. They're actually one of the groups that's pushing things like the SAVE Act, and I think it was over the last 10 years, out of all of the elections that they could find, they found, or I think, that was the one from like 1974. That's right. It went back to 1974 and they found 105 cases of voter fraud in 50 years. And I think of those 105, 100, maybe it was 106. I think of that, there was like 2 that were undocumented immigrants.
I mean, I've had several examples. I've watched tons of videos and done my own research on Google, and I've seen tons of examples where people have voted over 10 times in our elections. They've been here illegally, using dead people's names to vote illegally.
Gotcha. So just to be clear, sir, you've done your individual research and you found all this out. But people like the Heritage Foundation, who again have every reason to find every single piece of voter fraud, right? Like only found 105. People like the Cato Institute, people like Pew Research Center, people like Council for Immigration Studies, people for these huge organizations that specialize in research, that have hundreds, if not thousands of people researching this day in and day out, found like none. But you found it?
Yes.
Okay. So where did you find it all, sir, if all of the experts couldn't find it?
Mostly through Google searches. I've definitely seen a lot of videos online about it, covering the subject. Pretty much it.
So your answer is no research at all?
No, they've done the research.
Who?
I watch a lot of Steven Crowder. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He covers a lot of that on that subject.
Gotcha. Cool. So every expert wrong, some YouTuber right.
I wouldn't just say he's some YouTuber.
He's some YouTuber. Yeah. Yeah. He's some YouTuber, okay, who's going up against the largest, if not the largest, one of the largest conservative think tanks in existence, the ones that pretty much run the White House right now. If at any point, okay, like this is just for the crowd. Okay, just for the crowd. Okay, if I ever, as a person, like as a person on YouTube, right? As a person on YouTube, if I ever come up to you guys and say like, I'm right and Pew Research Center is wrong, you guys should probably stop following me. Just immediately. You guys should just stop following me immediately. Because I have lost all credibility. Okay? I guess if I say Cato Institute says Pew Research Center is wrong, that's one thing. But if I'm like me, in front of my computer, I have figured out that Pew Research Center is wrong, then you guys should immediately just unfollow me. Also, let Ari know I should probably get picked up by a guy with a straitjacket. Okay? Because I shouldn't be around people anymore. I'm not safe for the community. Anyway, sir, you were continuing. I apologize.
Oh, I apologize. Let's see. I was just I had a tab open. Yeah, here we go. It was the U.S., the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services. They did an investigation and found roughly about 12,000 cases of voter fraud this year.
Oh, they did. Where can I find that? Where can I find that study?
Let's see. I believe that's it should be on the USCIS website, the Department of Homeland Security.
1 second.
They conducted, I think, 19,000 investigations and found fraud in 65% of them.
How many cases?
19,300.
19,300. By the way, 19,300 would not affect almost any race in the entire United States. But regardless, even if it was, right? Let's see. That's interesting because I don't see that anywhere. Do you have a place where I can go? Because I don't see anything from USCIS saying that. I see the Department of Homeland Security saying that USCIS said that.
I mean, I trust them.
You trust Kristi Noem?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, she hasn't really given me a reason not to trust her thus far.
She's giving you literally every reason not to trust her. Like, literally all of the reasons. Like, she told you that Alex Preddy was a domestic terrorist. She told you that freaking Renee Good was a domestic terrorist. She told you, like, she's spending taxpayer monies on her little fuck palace in the sky, right? While her husband is putting on fake boobies and talking to sex workers. Like, like literally everything she said was a lie the whole time she was in there. She even lied in front of Congress to the Republicans and said that Donald Trump approved a whole bunch of freaking funding for an ad that he didn't approve. She even lied to the Republicans about Donald Trump.
This is the first time I'm hearing of all this information. That's definitely grounds to not trust her.
Yeah, why do you think she got fired?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fair point.
If anybody should not be trusted, Kristi Noem is. I trust gas station sushi more than I trust Kristi Noem. All right, like a lot more. Like, not like a little bit more, like a lot more.
Depends on which gas station, I guess.
Whichever one you wouldn't use the bathroom at, that's the one I trust more than Kristi Noem.
Ooh. Yikes.
Yeah.
I don't know, I've gotten some food poisoning from those gas stations. I don't know.
You can get food poisoning from Kristi Noem too if you just look at her too long.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily agree because I know I heard some arguments from her about how, like, you're not allowed to conceal and carry at protests, which is, like, plainly just wrong. You are.
Donald Trump even said that.
Yeah, that's something I don't agree with because, like, I know you are allowed to conceal and carry at protests, like, but it's also the conceal and carrier's, like, responsibility to know, like, what environment they should or shouldn't be carrying in, especially if, like, firearms are prohibited in, like, certain areas. But
yep,
definitely,
but he
like,
wasn't in any of those areas.
Behaving like that when they have their conceal and carry on them.
Yep. So, not to mention he was disarmed from his carry before he was shot, so it doesn't even matter.
That is also something. I know it happened in like a split second, but that's also something.
It didn't, though.
I think that was poor communication on CBP's part.
Yep, it didn't, though. They had complete time to completely remove his weapon from him. And then seconds went by, and then they shot and killed him. And apparently, Kristi Noem tells me that that's a domestic terrorist.
I think definitely there should be like a more of an investigation into CBP for that. Because I think one of their officers, at least, the one that was shouting gun, 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 was negligent in that situation.
I think they were all negligent in that situation. But regardless, sir, that's the same person you're saying you trust about fraudulent voting.
I don't know if it was her specifically that said that.
It was, because I know what you're talking about.
DHS said that.
It was, because I know what you're talking about.
Mm.
Yeah. You're not the first person to make that argument, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I would think twice, I guess.
Yeah.
Approach it with more skepticism.
Yeah, sir. Undocumented immigrants are not causing this like large voting issue. It's just not happening. Okay. We have some of the most secure elections in the entire world. Okay. Like literally, we have some of the most secure elections in the entire world. And that's what we get into things like the SAVE Act, right? Because the SAVE Act isn't to make our elections more secure, is to disenfranchise voters, right? Because the people that it's going to hurt the worst, all right, are women, right? And people that live below the poverty line. And those two groups of people are more likely to vote for Democrats. Right? People that make
line argument I can understand.
What's up?
The poverty line argument I can definitely understand, because there might not be like people who can necessarily afford to get like government documentation and stuff like that.
Sure, 100%, right? Like they talk about needing, like you need like a passport. Passports aren't cheap. Not to mention, like it doesn't have to be below the poverty line, right? It could just be like lower to middle class people who just don't have the time to take off work to go do these things. Our economy is struggling right now, right? Like all those things, right? And then on top of that, you have women and really anybody who's changed their name, but that tends to be in our society. Women, right? And that's the crazy thing too, is it even slightly disproportionately affects women that live in red areas, right? Because those are more conservative areas and more Bible areas, so they're more likely to actually change their last name. But like me, I'm adopted, right? Like me, I'm adopted, right? Like my last name currently is not the last name I was born with, right? So that's a whole thing that I have to go through. And I was born and raised here, right? And now I have to look to pay a whole bunch of money to freaking make sure that I'm set up in order to be able to vote, right? Which is a violation of the 24th Amendment.
Do you have the documentation, like when you got your name changed?
Do I have the documentation when I got my name changed? No, I was in 5th grade, dude. I have no idea where that stuff is at.
For that.
I'm sure there is. I gotta find it. Yeah. So I gotta go to either my 80-year-old mother, right, who's not in good health. Or I can't go to my father. He's dead, right? Who are the only two people there besides me when my name changed, all right? In a state that I don't live in, right? And I gotta do all of that stuff to make sure, okay, that I can do the thing that the Constitution says that I should be able to do freely if I'm an American citizen.
I mean, yes and no. I still think we should have some form of identity verification when we vote, though.
There's identity verification already in every single state in the United States.
I mean, I live in Oregon, so like whenever I vote, like I always vote by mail, and I'm guilty of that when I should be going down to the polls and like voting in person.
Why?
And there's usually no form of identification that I have to send.
Yeah, and when you gave your identification when you registered.
I mean, what's to stop someone from taking my name when I die and voting in my name?
The fact that when you die, the people that dispose of your body, whether in the ground or in cremation, have to report that to the state. And then it gets reported up in the voting rolls, and then the person that would do that would show that you're not dead, or show that you're dead, and then show the vote is fraudulent.
Yeah, true. It is a way to verify it, but like I don't really have too much faith in that system, because I know there's still been cases where people are dead and people are stealing their identities and voting.
No, you don't. You don't know of those cases because they're not happening. Okay, they're not happening because they vote, and then the vote goes up through the voting system, and then the states, okay, check the voting rolls there, and then when they do that, they find, oh yeah, that person's dead, and then the vote doesn't count.
Yeah, but there's still been cases of people who are like 112, 115 voting in elections, and they've been proven to be dead.
Sure. First of all, even if you could find one or two, okay, of these circumstances, which I don't think you can, but sure, I'll say maybe the system is not 100% perfect, right? And of the literally hundreds of millions of people that vote, okay, you might be able to find one or two people that slipped through the cracks, okay? Which I don't believe you can. I really, really don't believe you can. But that still makes like the voter fraud percentage something like 0.00000 like 1% or some shit. Like it makes it so
Yeah, I can agree.
ridiculously
Yeah, it's very
low
small.
that it has no effect. And no Save Act or anything like that is going to make it 100%, right? Like the level that it's at is so low that the Save Act is not going to do that. All you're doing is disenfranchising millions of voters in order to stop almost no one.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, yeah, it's a very small number, but I'd rather have it be even closer to zero if we can get it there.
So you'd rather have millions of American citizens not be able to vote, even though that's their constitutional right, in order to stop. Here, what did you say? 10,000 people across the entire United States over the past 50 years from voting?
Roughly, yeah, like 12,000, yeah.
So let's be clear. You want millions of people not to be able to vote that are American citizens, right? Not to be able to vote in this year's election because of 10,000 possible, fraudulent votes over the last 50 years.
I mean, I'd rather have it be closer to zero.
I'd rather have it be closer to zero either. That's not what I'm asking you. Here, I'll make it clear. Even if you were to say it was double, even if you said there was 20,000 fraudulent votes over the last 50 years, fuck it. I'll do better than that, okay? If you told me there was 200,000 fraudulent votes over the last 50 years, okay? That's still not enough to swing a singular presidential election. It's still not enough to freaking swing a singular Senate race, a singular House seat. All right. I don't even think even if they were all concentrated on, unless they were all concentrated on one election and it's just one election over the last 50 years where all of them came, that doesn't even swing most House congressional seats, which means that all of that fraud combined didn't change a singular vote or singular person that should have been in office. It didn't take away a singular one of them. No, a singular person over the last 50 years is in office that shouldn't be. Based off of that, not a single one. Even if I times your number of votes by 20, right? It doesn't even close to swing an election. And so no, I am not going to be willing to disenfranchise millions of voters, right, over a level of fraud that is completely negligent and hasn't changed a single election.
Going into the future, though, if the number does increase, I would like to have a plan put in place to prevent that.
Well, sir, I have no problem with making sure that plans in the future make sure that our elections are cleared. But what was already happening is states were already making our elections more and more secure on their own throughout time, because as elections have moved forward, we've used more technology. And we've allowed that technology to do things like have automatic registration when people die so that we know that they're dead, so that we don't vote for them, right? Like these are the things that are happening. This is what's making our stuff more secure to this day. That's what I'm trying to we're already doing that, sir. If you want to say, hey, I want to institute, make sure that states are implementing new technology and new legislation to make sure that elections are as fair as humanly possible, I don't argue that with you. Okay? I have cool, man. I'm cool with that. Do it. You know what I'm saying? But this isn't doing that. The SAVE Act isn't doing that.
I don't know. I think it'd make it very hard for any illegal immigrant to vote in our elections if it were in place.
Sir, Heritage Foundation, 50 years. They found 4 people that had even registered that were undocumented immigrants, and 2 of them voted. It's already really hard. Do you know how many votes have been cast since like 1980 or whenever they started doing that study? Do you know how many votes have been cast and they found 2? 2.
Not exactly sure on the number.
2. They found 2 people. I'll put it this way: if they found 2 people just in the 2024 election, that would be 2 out of roughly 160 million votes. But they found 2 over the last 50 years.
Yeah. I mean, I still agree with the SAVE Act, honestly.
Why?
I mean, I think I've already explained why.
You have not. You have not in any way, shape, and form. You have not in any way, shape, and form explained how we have a fraudulent system, how the SAVE Act fixes that system, okay, and how that is justified in disenfranchising millions of Americans from being able to vote and being in violation of the 24th Amendment, right? In order to stop a thing that's not happening. No, you have not explained that at all.
Think of it as like preventative maintenance, right? It's going to prevent a lot of people in the future from taking advantage of that system.
Okay, perfect. So I think what we should do then is we should just make it where all white men are banned from voting. What do you think?
Why would anyone do that?
Well, sir, in that group of Heritage Foundation people, right? Like that thing, of those 105, right? More than 2 of them were white people. Were actually white men. Actually, the actual majority of people that the Heritage Foundation was actually, committing fraud were white men, right? So that was actually the largest demographic of the people that were committing that fraud, right? So, and since you really care about that and you're totally okay with disenfranchising American citizens in order to stop fraud, right? The best thing we can do is just stop all white men from being able to vote in our system. And that way we would completely get rid of any type of like idea that somebody like that they could be frauding the system. Call it just like preventative maintenance,
I mean, disenfranchising white men that are legal citizens would be just kind of, like, specifically on grounds of race, would be a bit prejudiced.
But when it's specifically on the grounds of gender, because women are the ones being disenfranchised by this, you have no problem with it?
I mean, if they have their marriage certificate, they can easily prove it.
First of all, the SAVE Act does not include anything in there where the marriage certificate acts as a form of identification or changes your birth certificate or passport. It doesn't say that anywhere in there. All right, first of all. And second of all, okay, I just think that, maybe the white dude should just get some, documentation that says they ain't white. Maybe show them like maybe a picture that they showed up to the barbecue or something like that, that they were invited. Maybe throwing some spades or something. I'm sure we can find something, It'll be up to our opinion, like when they get to the voting booth, right? Like I'll get a bunch of black dudes, right? And we'll just stand at the polls, and we'll just we'll see if your picture is okay enough to vote, right? We're gonna charge you about $500 for it, but.
I mean, I have the necessary documentation, so I don't have to worry about that.
Oh, so you're cool with disenfranchising other people just because you have it. Sir, you are really proving my white men shouldn't vote theory to be very, very good.
I mean, I believe in lots of personal responsibility, and it's kind of their job.
I love how like, sorry, you guys can't see all the chats like I can, but I do love, right, how all the followers in my that follow me that are white dudes, they're like, we'd be fine, don't worry. Like they have no problem. They're like, dude, I got the pictures, we're fine. Like I don't bring the potato salad with raisins or nothing, right? Like they're like, dude, send it. Like I'll show the pictures, bro. I'll be fine. Like don't even think about it. Like well
mean, if they're fine with disenfranchising themselves, that's up to them. Like, I'm not in control of their opinion.
Not a single one of them was worried. Like I could see it in the chat. Not a single one of them was worried. Sorry, that was funny.
Yeah, I mean, if they want to be disenfranchised, that's okay. Like, it's up to them.
Sir, I don't want to disenfranchise white men. Well, sometimes I do. Like right now, like specifically while I'm talking to you, I kind of do. But outside of that, right? I don't want to disenfranchise white men. Okay, I don't want to disenfranchise any American citizen from voting. That's the entire point, right? I don't want to disenfranchise any American citizen from, well, maybe you. If I could just make it for you not to vote, I'd probably be pretty cool with that. But everybody else, right? Like I don't want to disenfranchise anyone. I think that the 24th Amendment is very clear. Our Constitution is very clear. If you're an American citizen, okay, you cannot be charged to be able to vote. All right. And if you are telling people to go get their documentation like we're in East Berlin in the 1940s in order to have representation in the government, okay, then I'm sorry. That's not American. That's not constitutional. That's not for the law. And it's sure as hell just not right.
I'd be fine with the government paying for everybody's documentation. I think that should definitely be included in the SAVE Act.
Well, that would make it not for the 24th Amendment. The problem is that it would have to provide them, and it would also have to provide all of that documentation for free, and it would have to provide it all within a timely manner in the middle of an election year, right? And none of that's included in the SAVE Act. They would also have to pay for that documentation to be replaced anytime it's lost or stolen or anything like that, right? Because again, they would have to replace it for free. And then they would have to have actually some type of system inside of that, right? Where, where they could actually check, because those IDs are going to get lost. They're going to get stolen. And then people are going to try to commit fraud with those pieces of ID, right? And they would have to do all of that pretty much now. Like they'd have to be sending the IDs out right now.
Yeah, I mean, I could see them waiting to implement the SAVE Act, though.
Yeah, they're not, sir. Not only are they not waiting to do it, they're actually turning it around and trying to make it active immediately, which is completely not how these things usually work. Usually when we have large changes within our government, we try to do it, right? With a lot of lag time, right? So if something like the SAVE Act was to go into power right now, it probably wouldn't usually take effect until 2027 or, maybe at least middle of 2026, but definitely most likely just for the 2028 election. But they're trying to rush past it. And the reason why they're trying to rush past it is because they are trying to disenfranchise voters for this election. That's the whole point. Okay?
I would say that's a bit unfair, yeah. If that's their goal, then yeah.
Yep, well, that's what they're trying to do. But anyways, man, hey, well, I appreciate talking to you. Hope you have a good one. I'm going to move on to the next caller, all right?
All right, sounds good.
All right, man, have a good one. I mean, honestly, the best caller I've had in 3 days, funny enough. I know that's crazy to say, but it honestly is about the best caller I've had in 3 days. As far as ops go. Yo, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Can I get huge W's in the chat for Jill, who just immediately cleared the hand hearts goal right after clearing the hearts goal and lit them both up in the gift gallery. So if I can get huge W's in the chat for Jill for that, that is absolutely huge. Thank you so much, Jill. That is absolutely huge. Yo, W's in the chat for Jill, for real. Thank you so much, Jill. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Oh, that one's hurting my ears a little bit. Yo, if you guys like to support the live, I do have, first of all, make sure you guys hit that follow button. That's the most important thing. Second of all, if you guys are in the TikTok chat, let's get that thing up to 200,000. We should already be there by now, easy. If you guys are on the YouTube live, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you're chatting in the chat box. That always helps to drive the live and keep things going. So I appreciate you guys. If you would like support, I do have super chats, super stickers, pay links in the bio. At Polypolitics, just like my name. I appreciate that. Tam, thank you so much for clearing those roses too. I really appreciate that. We're going to hit a couple super chats, and then we're going to move on to the next caller. So if you still support Trump and you want to have a conversation with me, I'm going to be opening up the phone lines in the guest request box in just a moment. Just want to say thank you to a few people really quickly. Mel, thank you so much for the $10. Said Paulie, you should do a live where people could just call in and tell him their crazy conspiracy theories, and we can choose if they're good or not. That actually does sound kind of fun. You guys think we should do that? I'll just put a banner up that says, "Tell me your best conspiracy theory." That actually sounds kind of fun. Somebody jot that down. Somebody remind me. You know I'll forget. So maybe we'll do that one of these days. Maybe we'll do that one of these days. That's kind of fun. Thank you so much, Mel. Green Machine said, pull yourself up by your bootstraps and produce the documents. Yeah, no joke. That's what they're doing. And Shell says, whoever made that bootstrap comment sounds like a racist. I think Green Machine was trying to make an ironic statement that sounded racist. I'm pretty sure that wasn't, I think that was the intent. I don't think that they meant that. If they did, I guess I'm wrong, but I think that was ironic. Corey said he'd message me about it. All right, Corey's gonna message me about it. Disassociate always said, Noam's husband puppies are so big, he's lucky he didn't. Holy fuck, dude. Oh shit, that was fucking funny. Bro. W's in the chat for disassociate. That was the funniest shit. Holy crap, that was funny. I didn't even make it through. I couldn't even make it through. That is the super chat of the fucking month, and it's the last day, so it automatically wins. Holy crap, that was funny. Holy crap, that was funny. Oh. All right, that made my night. That made my night. Kristi Noem's puppies are made nice. Try to shoot them. That's too fucking funny, and I may steal that. That shit is so freaking funny. All right, if y'all still support Trump, you guys can call on the number, join the guest request box. I'll take a look in a second. If you guys like support the live too, I also have the live gift card. I'm trying to clear out the gift gallery. So I got the whale diving. You know, we always got the big ones. The big ones are always the hardest ones to hit over here. So I really appreciate that. Jill, thank you so much. Huge W's in the chat for Jill for the whale diving. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Holy shit. Huge W's in the chat for Jill. Jill might on her own light up the entire freaking gift gallery by herself. Holy shit. That's insane. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, I was trying to answer the phone. They left too quickly. Jill is popping off. Holy crap. That's absolutely huge. I gotta check my gift gallery, see what I even got left in there. Wow. Wowzers. Wowzers. Are we? There ain't no way we're clearing this thing on Tuesday, are we? We only got 2 more. We're gonna clear this thing on a Tuesday? Holy crap. I feel like a real boy creator. I feel like some of the big dogs over here now. Holy crap. Making me feel all special and stuff. Hello, how are you?
Nigger, 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 nigger.
Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
25.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. Why is that?
Because he's a better leader than Kamala.
How?
Because Kamala can't even fucking talk.
Well,
Have
I
you
mean,
seen any of your fucking interviews?
you mean like nothing bad can happen? It can only good happen, you know?
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean? What do I mean by that? Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen.
Okay.
Don't you understand English?
I don't know what that fucking means. I'm sorry, I don't.
Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen.
Okay. I don't know what to say to that.
I don't know what to say with it either. Donald Trump's over there saying crazy shit like that. So I don't know what you're talking about. Somebody who can't speak when Donald Trump literally can't speak English. He's literally glitching out, talking about fucking Norway. He's saying it can only good happen. The dude's freaking stumbling all over himself. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm saying that Kamala can't fucking talk. Have you seen her fucking interview? She's fucking.
I'm telling you,
stuttering
Donald
and going
Trump
off on
can't talk.
stupid shit.
I'm telling you, Donald
Donald
Trump
Trump
can't
can
talk.
fucking
That's what
talk.
I'm telling you, sir. You support Donald Trump and he can't talk.
He could fucking. What do you mean? He's 10 times better than Biden or Kamala could have ever been.
He's not 10 times better than my Australian Shepherd who doesn't speak English. He's literally up on stage slurring his words right now. He's saying phrases that don't exist in English. What are you talking about? There's literal highlight reels that make, there is highlight reels, sir. There is literal highlight reels of Donald Trump right now that are so bad they made freaking Biden look good.
And it's not like it's all the fucking time. Have you every single fucking interview of Kamala and Biden, they don't know how to fucking talk.
Every
That's their
single
fucking
interview
job
of
is
Trump, he
talking.
doesn't know how to talk. What are you talking about? Are you watching him
They're
right
saying
now?
that they don't know how to
Are you
fucking
just sticking
talk.
your head in the sand and pretending like Donald Trump isn't a full dementia patient right now?
No, he knows how to fucking talk. There's multiple interviews of him actually fucking sounding intelligent.
And there's lots of interviews of Biden sounding intelligent. There's lots of interviews of Kamala
Yeah,
Harris
Biden
sounding
was good at the
intelligent.
beginning
But
of his
right now,
first term.
Donald Trump hasn't made an interview sounding intelligent in shit. I don't even know when the last one was. He gets asked about freaking soldiers that have died. He goes off talking about curtains and, oh, look at my ballroom. My ballroom's so pretty. It has the curtains and it has the funny stuff in there and it has all the fun stuff in there. It's the curtains and the ballroom and the blah 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 blah. He's a literal freaking patient, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, you can talk about
saying
you
that's
can
like-
talk about Joe Biden not being the sharpest at the end. Whatever. I'm not going to argue with you. Okay. He wasn't. Okay. That debate was horrible. And he had a lot of shit at times that he was talking where he sounded like a bumbling idiot. Okay.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I have no problem admitting that. Okay. But see, here's the difference between me and you. I saw Joe Biden sound like a bumbling idiot. Okay. And I have no problem saying that Biden sounded like a bumbling idiot at the end. I'm also watching Donald Trump sounding like a worse bumbling idiot right now, and I'm calling him out too. I don't care which side has the bumbling idiot. Bumbling idiots shouldn't be president.
Okay, well, Trump has better fucking policies.
Like what?
Well, definitely not fucking trade. Those are shit policies, but closed border policy.
Closed border policy? Sir, every president has a closed border policy. Our border has literally never been open.
No, I'm talking about the fucking wall.
The wall that was funded and freaking built and expanded under the Biden administration?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. At the end of his fucking term, he was selling off pieces of the wall.
No, that was actually at the beginning of his term, and that was because the stuff that Donald Trump had actually left actually corroded and wasn't actually good anymore because Donald Trump and his administration bought a bunch of cheap shit materials that weren't actually going down there. What he actually did is he actually bought new materials and replaced freaking literally hundreds of miles of wall, filled in tons of gaps, used taxpayer money to actually build the wall. Not to mention the fact that his administration put up a bill right in 2023 that actually gave more money to building the wall. How much wall has Donald Trump built in this term?
Fuck ton of it.
a fucking is zero a fuck ton? He hasn't built a singular fucking piece of wall in this term, sir. He hasn't built a freaking square foot of fucking wall since he became president again.
He's been buying fucking upgrades and building the wall since the beginning of his term.
The beginning of this term?
No, sorry, I fucked up. Sorry about that. That's on me. Beginning of this term.
No, that's a lie. There wasn't even
That's not a
funding
fucking
for
lie.
it in his large financial bill, the HR1, or as you guys like to call it, the big beautiful bill. There wasn't even money in there to spend on the wall. Wasn't even there.
And that's not the point of the big beautiful fucking bill. It's for taxes.
Sir, who would have to fund the wall?
I know who would have to fucking fund the wall. Brain fart. The legislative branch.
Right. Which bill under the legislative branch funded the wall?
I really don't fucking know.
Because it doesn't exist. Because the Republicans who own the House, the Senate, the White House have not passed a single fucking dollar to go build the wall.
Because the Democrats don't want to build the fucking wall.
That's a budget reconciliation bill. It only requires 51 votes, and the Republicans have all the votes they need to do it.
And Trump's building the wall. Why would they do
And
it?
he's not. They have not passed any legislation to fund building the wall, so they can't build the wall. That type of money would go through a budget reconciliation bill, so therefore Democrats would not have to be involved. So if it could go through a budget reconciliation bill, which doesn't require a single Democratic vote, and they could fund building the wall right now, why hasn't he done it?
He is building the wall. Where are you getting your information?
Oh my God, sir. This.
Yes.
Are you joking with me right now?
I'm really not joking with you. I want to know where you guys
let me
get
make this as
information. He's
clear.
building the wall.
Let me make this as clear as I fucking can, because I really can't make this any more clear. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. Perfect. There is money to make ICE the largest law enforcement agency on the planet. It's getting funded the same level as like the IDF, right? The Israeli military, right? That's been funded, right? Donald Trump has found a way to try to fund a ballroom, right? They're asking Congress for $200 billion to fund the war right now, right? They've given giant corporate tax cuts to billionaires and all this all across the United States, right? He's tariffed a whole bunch of people unconstitutionally, right? And that got sent back. He has funded so much shit. Increased the defense budget, a whole bunch of tax money going to that, right? All of those things were funded through the legislature, right? Well, the ballroom wasn't. The ballroom was funded a different way, which is why a federal court just told him he couldn't build his ballroom anymore. Bitch. Anyways. All the rest of it came through Congress, right? What didn't come through Congress was money to build a wall. Okay? And if there's no money to build the wall, then he can't build the wall. Okay? So therefore, he's not building a wall. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He built wall his first term. Okay? Biden built wall. Okay? Using the money that was approved in Trump's first term. Right? Biden built more wall. Then Biden tried to pass a bill to build even more wall. Right? Donald Trump stopped the bill. Donald Trump has not passed any funding to build more wall. So Donald Trump's not building wall, okay?
All right, hold on. I'm looking at something right now.
Sure.
The big beautiful bill in 2025 provided $45 billion to complete the construction of the wall by 2029.
I'm sorry, where was that? Let's see. Because I read that bill. I didn't see that anywhere in there. But you can correct me. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's... Hold on. I don't fucking know. I didn't read the piece of shit. Hold on.
Go ahead, correct me. I've been wrong before.
Yeah. He's a fucking internet debater.
Oh. Hi, internet debater.
Mike, stop. We're being a butt. Sorry.
I had no idea what y'all were talking about.
Oh, I was corrected. He built 7 miles of wall. I apologize. I was wrong.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know how much specifically, but I knew he was building it.
Well, he only built 50 miles of new wall in his first term, so he's doing great.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not just his fucking closed border policies. I mean,
He didn't have a closed border policy, sir. The wall is not a closed border policy.
Okay, that's just the way I talk. Building the wall.
Incorrectly?
That's what I support.
Oh.
And then, you know, just I know I'm fucking slow, sorry. Yeah, I support his fucking policies and
Here's the funny thing. So he is building wall, right? And I actually found the chart for it, which is hilarious. Right? It's fucking hilarious. Right? So I'm going to put it up on the screen because I was wrong. There was some funding to build a smart wall in the big beautiful bill that I apparently didn't miss. I have no problem, you know, like talking about that. Not an issue, okay? Under construction, 31 miles, 20 miles, 4.8 miles, 16 miles, 3 miles. And most of this, almost all of this wall, okay? Almost all of this wall is wall that already existed.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. He's building almost no wall that didn't already exist.
I didn't know that. I knew he was doing the fucking advancements, but I didn't know he wasn't building new wall. I didn't know it was just upgrades.
Yeah, so it was wall maintenance. So he's doing less than what the Biden administration is doing. So he's just repairing wall that was already there.
And I didn't know that.
So I stand corrected. I have no problem admitting I was wrong. There was funding for Donald Trump to put a wall where there was already a wall. My bad.
Yeah. Another reason why I support Trump is the Iran war.
Okay, why would you support that?
Stop a hostile country from becoming a nuclear armed country.
Donald Trump told me in June that all of their nuclear weapons were destroyed and that they were decades away from building a nuclear weapon. So why are we at war then?
Because they're still trying.
Sir, if in June we obliterated all of their function to create a nuclear weapon and they were decades away from creating a nuclear weapon, then what are we doing?
We're taking down their regime because they're still trying. Just because they don't have the same shit they had doesn't mean they're going to stop.
Sir, if they were decades away 6 months ago, then they're decades away right now.
Okay, but if they keep trying, then we're going to have the same problem in decades. And Trump wants to stop it now by taking down their regime.
Is Donald Trump taking down the regime? Because he told me it wasn't a regime change war. Now he's saying it is. Wait, and then again, sometimes he says it isn't. Then other times he says it is. Who's he talking to if he's trying to take down the regime then?
He's trying to take down the fucking all of the government officials like he has.
Then who's he negotiating with?
Ayatollah already and a bunch of fucking politicians and heads of state.
Correct. And they've been replaced with even more radical, even more hardline politicians and heads of state.
And we're going to have to keep killing them until they surrender.
Oh, right. They're not going to surrender.
Yeah, well, that's just called genocide. I really don't know what's going to happen. But
so we're going to commit a genocide?
I don't fucking know. Huh?
So you're saying we're going to commit a genocide?
Yeah, Trump probably would, but I don't know how long this war's going to go.
So you support Donald Trump committing a genocide?
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
It was hyperbole.
No, it's not. It's absolutely not hyperbole, and calling it hyperbole is a fucking joke. You literally said you support Donald Trump's war, right? I asked you why. Yeah. You said because he's taken out the regime. I said, and we're going to keep going until they surrender. I said they wouldn't surrender, and you said that would be them doing a genocide. So therefore, you support a genocide.
I said, yeah, then that's just genocide. That's only if the war. I was fucking joking, and
I'm not.
And yeah, I mean, we're going to have to keep killing them until they surrender. I mean, they're never going to surrender. So
we're going to commit a genocide.
No, we're not going to kill all their people. We're just going to kill their fucking, we're going to just kill all their fucking government until they fucking surrender.
They won't do that.
They're eventually going to have to if there's no government.
Sir, all they do is just replace one government official with the next one. We gonna kill all of Iran until like there's no more people to step into the government? We're gonna be there a long time. How old did you say you were, sir?
Huh?
How old did you say you were?
25.
You might want to just go enlist right now, sir, because you're gonna be drafted. All right. If we wait until we kill every single person in Iran that could ever become a leader. Right, so you might as well just go enlist right now. I believe the recruiters are they've been working like 24/7 now, and the army's like lowered their standards, so you should be good.
Yeah, I'd be fine going in the military.
Then bye. If you think this is such a good idea, go fight for it, bud.
It's just a thing that needs to happen.
Yeah, go make it happen.
I can't fucking make it happen until they start recruiting people.
What do you mean? They're recruiting right now. The army is literally lowering their standards to recruit people right now because nobody wants to enlist during this bullshit war. So go ahead. They need you. They're ready for it. Sir, I can get you. You want me to get you the number?
No,
Army. Oh, come on, sir.
If they open the draft again, I would do it.
No. Don't wait for it. Why do you got to wait for a draft, sir? You believe this war is so important that you're willing for Donald Trump. You're willing for Donald Trump to send people your age over there to die, right? And possibly put boots on the ground in order to freaking execute a regime. What do you think we should do? I'm talking. Sorry. In order to execute a regime change in which thousands more Americans will die. So you're willing to send all of them over there. Okay, so if you're going to be willing to do all of that, then I think that you should take your ass over there too, don't you think? You said you'll be fine. Yeah, Let's see how fine totally you'll be, sir.
Okay, so if you don't support the war, what do you think we should do instead of taking down the regime so they stop trying to make nuclear weapons?
I say I support you going to war.
Okay, but what would you rather do?
Let's see. It's 1-888-550 Army.
Okay.
And I don't want any of this reserve guard shit either, dear bro. I want active duty.
Okay, yeah, I'll join the military. What would you rather? I have a question. What would you rather do instead of taking down the regime and stopping them from building nuclear weapons in the future? What should we do?
Here, I have a great example. We were under the JCPOA under Obama, which literally held them to enriching uranium no higher than 2.7%, which allowed them to have just a little tiny enriched uranium for nuclear power purposes, and then the rest of it they handed over to the United States and to other UN safeguards. And we were able to go into their nuclear facilities, ensure that there was no even trace amounts of them enriching anything. Right. And so, I'm still talking. I'm still talking. Cool. Thank you.
Sorry.
So we were able to completely, unequivocally verify and make sure that Iran was not making a nuclear weapon and we didn't have to go to war. We didn't have to spend $200 billion. We're spending $1 billion a day in Iran right now, by the way, $1 billion a day. And they're asking for 200 more. But we didn't have to do any of that. Right. And we ensured they didn't have a nuclear weapon. So I'd prefer that we did that.
Okay, the only problem with that is they've been working on their nuclear program for 20 years, so they were doing it behind our back.
They were not.
And the only way to enforce any way of them stopping is inspections, and they failed inspections multiple times.
That is a lie.
Bunkers where they were building and enriching
that is a lie.
Uranium.
That is a lie. While the United States was in the JCPOA, they did not fail one singular inspection. Not one.
So did they inspect the underground bunkers where they were enriching uranium and studying how to weaponize it?
Sir, they weren't doing that under the JCPOA.
How do you know that?
Because we had inspectors in there, and we have the largest intelligence apparatus on the fucking planet, verified by 50 other intelligence apparatuses on the planet, including Israel, who all said they weren't doing it. Even the Republican directors of national intelligence said they weren't doing it. The one under Trump, the little director of freaking anti-terrorism for the United States, who is a huge Trumper, who was appointed by Trump, just specifically said that we did not go there because they were trying to build nuclear weapons, because they weren't. They literally went there because as a proxy for freaking Israel. That's it. We only went there because Israel wanted us to. It had nothing to do with nuclear weapons. Donald Trump's hand-picked director of anti-terrorism said that. His director of national security said they weren't trying to build a nuclear weapon, and they didn't have a nuclear weapon, and they weren't trying to build one. That's the director of national intelligence said that one. These are Trump appointees last year.
There's still reports that were saying that they were still actively trying even after we destroyed their power plants.
What does trying look like, sir?
Trying means learning how. They already fucking knew how to enrich uranium. I mean, unless we killed all the fucking people, which I know we didn't. And that all you have to they have a good space program. All you have to fucking do is learn how to weaponizing it. And that's what they were doing.
Sir, what were they doing? You're just saying they were going to school? Is that what you're saying? Like they weren't late to class at their university? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying they're still actively trying to build nuclear warheads.
Sir. Do you know what the word obliterated means?
Yes, I know what the word obliterated means.
What does the word obliterated mean?
Completely destroyed.
Completely, without a trace, right?
Yeah.
If 6 months ago, okay, we obliterated 9 months ago now. If 9 months ago we obliterated nuclear facilities, all of the nuclear facilities, okay, obliterated, that take literally decades to build, okay, because they're underground. If we obliterated them all 9 months ago, then how were they trying to do something with nothing to do it with?
You're arguing semantics. What, you're using the definition of the fucking
No.
word?
No. I'm not arguing semantics at all. You're saying they're trying to build a weapon. I'm saying if we obliterated every tool they had to build a weapon, then how could they possibly be building a weapon?
I don't know what the fuck Trump said, but I know what the fucking I know what the fucking report said. We destroyed
what report?
Most of their fucking nuclear facilities. They most likely had facilities that we didn't know about. We're not all fucking knowing.
So you think that they were probably building a weapon in a facility that we didn't know about, someplace that may or may not exist. And because of that, we need to spend $1 billion a day. Because of that, we need to spend $1 billion a day in taxpayer funds, with another $200 billion on the way for a facility that we don't know about, and apparently the president doesn't know about because he said we obliterated all of them.
Okay, I can definitely tell you, just because we destroyed the fucking shit to make it doesn't mean they don't know how to make it. They still have the people that know.
Yes, sir.
Just because we obliterated the fucking machines that enrich their uranium,
100%, sir.
We can't remake it.
Yes, sir. 100%. Yeah, absolutely, sir. If you have a person that knows how to build a table and you obliterate every place where they can do carpentry and every piece of lumber and every screwdriver and every drill that exists in the country, then it doesn't matter if that carpenter knows how to build a table. They can't build a table.
They were rebuilding the fucking facilities.
They were rebuilding something 400 feet underground that was obliterated.
The fucking U.S. intelligence agency is not all fucking knowing. I can guarantee you that they did not hit all of them. And anyways, even if
they weren't all knowing and they don't know all of the facilities, if they aren't all knowing and they don't know all of the facilities, then how do you know that there was a facility in which they were building something?
Because fucking Ayatollah was hiding out in fucking bunkers, and him and all of his fucking people. I don't fucking know who they were.
He was killed in broad daylight at 9 a.m. at his house.
I know that. He was also...
That doesn't sound like hiding in a bunker to me. He was literally killed in broad daylight at his motherfucking house next to his fucking wife and kids.
Okay.
That doesn't sound much like hiding in a bunker to me.
Oh my fucking God.
That doesn't sound like hiding in a bunker.
They're going to keep fucking trying. That's what I'm fucking saying. That's why we're still fucking attacking them, because then they're going to be able to build nuclear warheads when Trump's not here, so he's nipping it in the butt. Just because they don't have the shit doesn't mean they can't make new facilities.
That's literally what it means. That literally is what it means. That is literally what it means. If they don't have the shit, that is literally what it means. If they don't have the shit, then that literally means they can't build it. That's literally what those words mean, sir. That's literally what those words mean. Unless they were going to be making nuclear weapons out of friggin' hope streams and pixie dust. Okay? That's exactly what that means.
He destroyed all their fucking... Okay, you talk. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
You're fine, sir. Sir, like I said before, they've been enriching uranium for a long time. They weren't enriching past 2.7%, and there was literally zero intelligence from anyone. They never failed an inspection at all under the JCPOA. Not a singular time. Obama...
Israel never failed an inspection, and they still have nukes.
Shh. Thank you. They never failed an inspection one time. Okay? They didn't fail any inspection. We were literally stopping them, all right, from building a nuclear weapon. But Donald Trump came in, okay, and because he just hates Obama so much, okay, and he's so jealous of Obama, that he pulled us out of the JCPOA. And as soon as Donald Trump pulled us out of the JCPOA, they immediately started enriching uranium again. Okay? Immediately. They hadn't done it for years. The second Donald Trump pulls us out, they start enriching uranium again. Okay? So not your turn to talk. So first of all, sir, even if they were enriching uranium, it's all Donald Trump's fault is the reason that they're fucking doing it. Okay? It is 100% and unequivocally Donald Trump's fault that they're even enriching uranium. Okay? But, okay, they did have higher than 2.7%. I'm not arguing, but the director of national intelligence said they are not trying to build a nuclear weapon. Okay? They were also in negotiations with the Trump administration. And parts of those negotiations that Iran said that they were willing to do was to give up their enriched uranium and bring it back down in order for a release of sanctions. Just like under the JCPOA. So Iran said that they'd be more than happy to give up, to reduce their friggin' stockpile. Not an issue. Donald Trump, instead of agreeing to that deal, bombed them. Okay? Telling me that they obliterated all chance of them making a nuclear weapon. Donald Trump, out of his own mouth, said they are decades away from being able to make a nuclear weapon. Decades. That is what Donald Trump said. Okay? And then 9 months later, apparently we're going to war over nuclear weapons. Okay? And what I'm telling you, sir, is if you believe that, I got a bridge to sell you. Okay? We're not going to war over nuclear weapons. Okay? We're not going to war over nuclear weapons at all. And the reason I know that, okay, is because the Trump administration themselves can't stay on their own page with themselves about what this war is about. They say one day it's about regime change, the next day it's not about regime change. One day they say it's about nuclear weapons, the next day it's not about nuclear weapons. One day they say it's about the Iranian people, and the next day it's not about the Iranian people. They change consistently and unequivocally all the time, okay, about exactly what this war is about because they don't know. All they know is that Bibi Netanyahu talked them in to going to war. And now they're at war, and now they don't know how to get out of it because Bibi Netanyahu, since 1991, okay, has claimed well over a dozen, almost 24 times, okay, that Iran was 2 weeks away from getting a nuclear weapon. Okay. In 1991, nope. He said in 1991, they were 2 weeks away from nuclear weapon and tried to convince the US president to attack Iran. And then he did it with Clinton multiple times. He did it with Bush Jr. multiple times. He did it with Obama multiple times. And then Trump's dumbass gets in fucking office. And he's such a weak fucking idiot that he actually listens to Netanyahu, right? And lets Netanyahu manipulate him into going to war with a country who posed zero imminent threat to the United States. Zero. Our own defense intelligence has said that they showed no imminent threat to the United States. Our intelligence apparatus has said they pose no imminent threat to the United States. Okay? The anti-terrorism section, no imminent threat to the United States. Okay? So if we already destroyed all their nuclear weapons and they weren't an imminent threat to the United States, there's only two reasons why we went to war. And I'm going to give you both of them right now. Okay? There's only two. One is because Donald Trump is weak and let Netanyahu manipulate him. That's one. Okay? Number two is because Donald Trump needed something to hide the Epstein files from. That's it. He just needed something to cover up the Epstein files because he was getting so much shit about the Epstein files, and it was just like, well, I might as well go to war over it, because Donald Trump said when Obama was president that only a weak president would go to war with Iran. He said Barack Obama, when his poll numbers are down and when he doesn't know what he's doing anymore because he's a weak president, he'll go to war with Iran. And now look what Donald Trump is doing. Exactly what he said Obama would do.
Okay, well, Iran was obviously creating nuclear warheads while we were still in the JCPOA. Did I get that right?
No, you did not. None of that sentence was correct.
I don't know the letters. But that organization, they were obviously doing it because it takes more than however long Trump was in office to learn how to enrich uranium, learn how to weaponize it, learn how to make the delivery process. So they were obviously creating it beforehand. And do you know how inspections work?
Sir, they weren't creating a delivery mechanism. Again, the director of national intelligence said that they weren't.
Okay, space program, ICBMs are nearly identical to that. So just because they have the technology, they don't.
So you're saying they were building something else that's kind of like it, so therefore they were building it?
No, they are building nuclear warheads. I'm saying that the ICBMs in their space program are the same shit you need for a delivery mechanism for nukes. But they don't need a program. They could say they're not building it because they already have the fucking technology. And how inspections work is they can handpick whatever fucking facilities they look at, because I can damn well tell you that we don't have the budget to look at every single one of their fucking facilities. And I know for a fact that that's how the inspections work, because that's how I can't fucking talk. Sorry. That's how Israel got nukes behind everyone's back, because they picked the facilities that they inspected. They still failed the fucking shit, but they could still handpick whatever nuclear facilities were being inspected. So Iran was obviously creating it while we were still in whatever the fucking nuclear restriction thing is while Obama was in it. So we don't need to be in a program that's not stopping anything. And yes, they are still building nukes. That's why we need to take down the regime.
Literally, you didn't say a singular correct phrase in that entire thing. Like literally nothing. Sir, not only did you not, sir, stop. Not only did you not say JCPOA, right? You said it was an organization. It wasn't an organization. It was an agreement. You said we don't have the budget to do the inspections.
It's an organization.
No. I'm correcting all of your things. You said it was an organization. It's not even an organization. It was an agreement. You said we don't have the budget to do that. First of all, the United States 100% would have a budget in order to do that, except for the United States wasn't even the one doing the inspections. Okay,
well, we can't
so
fucking agree on
the
a budget,
United States weren't even the one doing the inspections. Okay, it was the IAEA who works for the UN. Okay, you think all the UN countries combined don't have the budget in order to do inspections? And you're right, Israel did get nuclear weapons because they because they were hiding it behind their back and not letting us inspect all their facilities. That is 100% correct. That's why we learned our lesson, and Iran didn't get that choice. Not only did they not get to pick which facilities we went to, they didn't get to pick the timing of them either.
So the UN inspected every single one of the nuclear facilities?
Yes.
Right? That's what you're saying?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
I can definitely tell you that's not fucking true. They had.
You can't tell me that anything is true, sir. You didn't even know 10 seconds ago that the UN was doing it. How can
I
you
didn't
how
know
can
that.
you
You're-
not
you
know,
are correct.
sir, how can you not know 10 seconds ago that the UN was doing the inspecting, and then all of a sudden
Because I don't know
now
everything.
tell me that you can guarantee me that the UN wasn't inspecting all the facilities? How can I inform you that the UN was doing it, because you didn't even know the UN was the one doing it less than a
don't know
minute ago when I
everything.
just informed your dumbass? Okay, how could you not know that they were doing it just a moment didn't know they were doing it, and now have unequivocal proof that the organization that you didn't know was doing it couldn't possibly have been doing it?
Okay, I don't know everything. I didn't know that I just assumed, because you were saying a bunch of shit about us being in the fucking nuclear restriction, what do you call it? Not an organization, the fucking treaty. And okay, so you think that they inspected every single one of the fucking facilities? They fucking didn't. They can tell you whatever the fuck they want, but Israel has nuclear facilities behind their back.
Sir, I am not interested in your opinion on whether the UN was inspecting all of the facilities when literally 90 seconds ago you learned that it was the UN inspecting their facilities. Okay? I don't want to hear your opinion on that because, sir, you can't possibly have an opinion on something that you didn't know existed. And you can't possibly have evidence of that because you couldn't have researched it because I just informed you 90 seconds ago. Okay? So that means everything that you're saying, you are literally at this point yanking fully out of your ass. Okay? You've reached up there and you are yanking it fully and unequivocally out of your ass. Okay? All right? It's okay. It's so okay in this life, okay? You're 25 years old, okay? You are going to get so much more in life, right? So much more in life if you can just learn this one statement, okay? This one statement. And that one statement is, I don't know. Okay? I don't know. If you can learn that you don't,
I didn't know.
Shh. Adults are talking now. If you can learn to just say, I don't know, then it opens you up to learn things. Okay? You could say, hey, I didn't know the UN was the one inspecting them. Maybe I need to do some more research on that later. And I would get, you know what? I would give you credit for that. You know, you're like, hey, you can even say, I think we still should have been doing this, but I didn't know that was happening. Maybe I should do some more research on that, learn about it, and then, you know, make a more sound argument, you know, to make a more sound argument towards the argument. But instead, you're just arguing. I'm teaching you and you're arguing me teaching you as we're going, and that's a waste of time, okay? So I'm gonna let you go, all right? So I can move on to somebody else, but I hope you have a wonderful day, okay?
Okay, fuck you.
Well, that wasn't very nice, sir. That shows your massive insecurity right there. I was trying to be nice to him at the end. I was trying to be nice to him at the end. Y'all, please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We are going to move on to the next caller, but I have a few people to thank really quickly. If I can even get all the way back to all of them. Jill, thank you so much for both of the whale divings, clearing that out. Dolphin, thank you so much for the meteor shower, clearing that out. And then Shay, thank you so much for the donuts, clearing that out, clearing my gift gallery. And then Hot Dog with a dinosaur on top of that. Thank you guys so much. Huge W's in the chat for Hot Dog, for Jill, for Shay, and for Dolphin. Clearing all of those things out. I really, really appreciate you guys. Getting that gift gallery nice and early in the week. I love that. I love that. Y'all, if you guys would like support, I do have super chats. I have super stickers. I have my live gift goal going out, doing some little mystery boxes over here. So if you like support, I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Tara. I appreciate that. And Mike, thank you so much. I also have super chats, super stickers, pay links in the bio. They're all at Polypolitics, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal if you'd like to support that way. Got a few other people to thank real quick, and we'll keep this thing going. If I don't catch being able to thank you right now, I will thank you before the end of the live, Viper. So don't think I forgot about you or missed you. Xlaxy, thank you so much for the $10. Said a federal judge has blocked President Trump's directive to cut off funding for NPR and PBS, ruling that the executive order violated the First Amendment by denying support based off editorial viewpoint. Yes, because the Trump administration's lawyers argued that the reason why they were doing it was because of past things that they said. I forgot the exact verbiage. But pretty much they argued like, yep, it's because of a bunch of things they said in the past that we didn't like. That was their whole argument. And a judge was like, yeah, that like so obviously violates the First Amendment. Like so obviously violates the First Amendment. Like, are you kidding me? But yes, big win. Besides, we had a judge block the stopping of funding for NPR and PBS because public, news is very important. Public radio is very important, right? Especially in rural areas in the United States. It's really, really important. Can we get this thing up to 150,000 too? I appreciate that. Can we get those likes up to 150,000 or 250,000? And he was blocked on his stupid fucking ballroom. And he was blocked on his stupid fucking ballroom. Yeah. Lynn, thank you so much for the level up ship. Oh my God. Thank you so much for that. Holy shit. Thank you so much, Lynn. And Shay, thank you so much for the mystery box. Can we get big W's in the chat for Lynn for that level up ship? Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. And big W's chat for Xlaxy too, for that $10 super chat. Also, Les for the $5 said credit for you for the work you do. I couldn't keep my cool with these scared boys. I usually keep my cool pretty well. I do, I don't lose my cool. I am quite passionate. I am quite passionate. I do have I have a lot of conviction. Okay. I have a lot of conviction. All right. See, and that's why I don't understand, right? Like when that last guy, like I was telling him, thank you so much, by the way, Elise. That's why I don't understand, like when I have those conversations with guys like that and I try to like educate him at the end and he's just like, fuck you. I'm like, dude, I was being like nice to you. What are you talking about? I thought we were having a passionate conversation. I don't know why you'd want to be mean. I don't know why you'd want to be mean. I'm volunteering my time to educate you. You know what I'm saying? I'm literally volunteering my time to educate you. I'm a public service. I should be funded like NPR and PBS. Okay. I'm providing that public education over here. Hello, how are you? Hello? I'm providing public education over here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm doing what your high school failed at. All right? Your high school and your parents. I'm jumping in where all of them failed. All right, we're trying to see if we can get a caller in here. We just had a couple people that weren't in the guest request box. So it doesn't look like they're loading. So we're going to see if we can keep going to get to another caller. Let's go all the way up to 300,000, y'all. Let's keep this thing going. I appreciate you guys. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing excellent. How old are you?
30.
Awesome. Dana, thank you so much for the train. I appreciate that. Big W the chat for Dana. Thank you so much. Sorry, you said 30?
Yes, I did.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. Why do you still support Trump?
Well, I actually kind of wanted to see one thing. I've been listening to you here for a second, and I was curious about your position on Iran and Israel. We might actually be able to agree, as I am a Republican, but I don't necessarily love what we are doing there, and I agree with you on Netanyahu dragging us in. But with Israel being our ally, how do you get us out?
How do I get us out?
Or how would you get us out?
So to be completely honest with you, there is no right way to get us out now. This is why you don't end. This is why you don't end up in it.
Well, if you believe them, which I agree, you can go on with them or not. But with Israel making a move and essentially dragging us in, I understand it from that standpoint on them. Like, I blame Israel for it, but I don't want to blame Israel and then sound anti-Semitic or sound like anti-Judaism. You know what I mean?
That's not anti-Semitic or anti-Judaism to say that
I agree
Bibi
with you about
Netanyahu coerced us into this war. There is nothing wrong with saying that. Period. Okay. And I think the overwhelming majority of the Jewish community in the United States agrees with that.
I hope you're right. I just feel like what we're seeing, or I feel like a lot of the sentiment would be seen, or they're trying to push an anti-Semitic agenda if you're not in support of Israel currently.
No, that 100% not. That is not anti-Semitic. I will stand on those laurels all day long. Israel coerced us into going into this war. There is no good way out of it because we never should have been in it to begin with. Right? This is what happens when you put yourself in a bad situation, right? And then you're stuck in it. But how would you get us out of it?
Well, I mean, but I guess the question there is I'm blaming Israel. I mean, they've been our ally historically speaking. I mean, in my opinion, we kind of propped them up and are responsible for them. So once again, it's kind of they're an arm of the U.S. if you want to look at them in a sense.
They are not.
Do they exist without us?
Do they exist without us? I don't know. Probably a lot of countries don't exist without us.
I don't know. That's why I agree with you on that too. But without us supporting them, who knows what would happen to them? So I mean, is that what we should do? Just pull out and let whatever happens?
Is that to be completely honest with you? Like, just in general, like, I thought Donald Trump was isolationist, right? I thought he was America first, right? So then, like, honestly, if you follow Trump and you support Trump, why do you give a shit if we pull out? What happens to Israel? Just out of curiosity.
Well, I mean, like I said, I'm actually coming from that standpoint. That's why I was hopeful that he was, not going to start a war and be a little bit more of that nationalist. And that's why I was kind of curious on your standpoint there. But like I said, with Israel being our ally, that's why I would care if we're playing on a, global foreign policy scale. Then it's a good policy to defend your allies and support your allies.
So that's not defending our allies. Attacking another country with our allies is not defending our allies.
Well, I feel like the attack was in retaliation and
it was
expected retaliation of Iran against our forces after our allies attacked Iran, right?
What? So it's not us retaliating. It's not us retaliating if we're the ones who attacked first.
Well, so that's the story that Rubio says, right? That's the
no. His story was Israel was going to attack.
Israel was going to attack.
Israel was going to attack. So we attacked first before Israel could attack, and then they would retaliate.
Well, that's up for argument on that. If we had intel that we knew Israel was going to attack, then it's kind of regardless on whether we attacked before them. We just had intel that they were going to attack, so we had to attack to try to defend
How do you even know that Iran would have attacked military assets if Israel attacked them? Because Israel's attacked. Hold on, sir. Hold on. Israel's attacked with. Hold on. Israel has attacked within Iran, like plenty of times within the last decade, and not one of those times has resulted in in Iran kinetically attacking like U.S. bases in the region. Hasn't happened once. So if Israel's attacked Iran before and Iran hasn't done that, like, then why would, I mean, it wasn't, but what, like last year where they put an attack in, they killed one of their generals and Iran sent a bunch of missiles at Israel. They didn't send them at us. We helped Israel shoot them down. That's helping protect your allies, right? Is helping them stop shooting them down. But that's not, but no, you don't get to say, oh, our friend called us and said they were going to slap somebody, so we decided we're going to slap them too, because after our friend slapped them, the other guy was probably just going to start slapping everybody around, And instead of just being like, why didn't you just stop your friend from slapping him? You're right. You're right, sir. You're right, sir. Maybe you're right. Maybe Israel doesn't exist without us. Doesn't that mean that we have full leverage over them to be able to tell them, hey, you're not going to attack Iran, and if you do, we're not helping you?
Well, I guess it, like you said, it proves that I'm wrong on that point because we don't have control over it. You know what I mean? Obviously, like I said, but that wasn't me. I didn't make up that standpoint. That's what Rubio said. I'm just going off of what he said. That was his excuse for why they got us into it. If you want to believe him or not, sure, that's up to you. I don't blame you for not necessarily wanting to believe Rubio, but that was their standpoint.
Sure, I can believe Rubio. So I don't have a problem.
I kind of understand it.
I don't have a problem believing Rubio. What I'm saying is what Rubio said was dumb. Even if what Rubio said was truthful, that is horrible, stupid, idiotic politics that means that you have no idea how international policy works, diplomacy works, war works, the Middle East works, none of it works. If what Rubio says is true, then that means that our literal president and our government is a bunch of walking singular brain cells.
On this topic, I'm not really disagreeing with you. Like I said, I don't love that we're in this war, and I don't see a good way out of it. Right, like I said, right now I feel like we're just trying to support our allies, and that's where I don't disagree with you. If you want to make Israel not our ally anymore, but that would be a hot topic of debate for the world, in my opinion. So
I actually didn't even say that,
though,
but regardless,
the IDs, I also support that. I feel like most of the people that I know that want to participate and vote have no problem doing so. I feel like
no problem yet.
Talked about a lot on the whole conversation is a lot of people just don't want to participate and don't want to vote.
Yeah, what does that have to do with anything?
I mean, I feel like how many? I don't see that many people who want to actively participate, who are struggling to be able to get the proper identification.
I know. I want to keep it that way, sir.
Want to vote and don't want to participate, who don't want to get the identification, and then those people, won't get.
Yeah, sir. I want to keep it that way. That's the point.
Huh?
Yeah, I want to keep it that way. That's the point.
Oh, I'm all for it. No, I wish I'm all for it. Once anyone who shows a passion for wanting to, use their right to vote and stand on that and express their freedoms, I 100% think we should support that. I'd love nothing more. I think I honestly, like, if it was me, if I was in charge, I'd make, a national holiday, and I would make it almost a civic duty. I don't know how you want to force it, but I would, almost make it. It should be our civic duty to vote. I've always seen it that way myself. So everything though, in communities across the United States, there's a lot of support and a lot of programs that help people get registered to vote and get all of the proper identification they need to vote within their communities.
Okay, yep, we should keep all of those. Sounds great. All right, man. Well, I'm going to move on to the next caller. Hope you have a good one, okay?
But, I mean, what?
All right, cool. Hot Dog, thank you so much for the gold mine and for the 2 surfing penguins. I really, really appreciate that. I'm going to try one more. I know I've been on for like 3 hours, but I think I'm going to try one more. I'm going to hopefully get one more in. All right. It's Mark said Mac or Chud Max. Yeah, freaking bro. She said post in Discord Iran's message to USA Trump. Oh, is there a, where's it at? In which chat? Shush, is it in main chat? I'll try to find it. Live only chat? Probably in live only chat, huh? Oh, I don't see it. Someone's gonna have to tell me where it's at. Shush, tell me where it's at. All right. No one's in the TikTok. No one's in the TikTok guest box. So that's fine. Live chat. I'm live only chat? Or is it the live? You're in the mod chat, huh? You're in the mod chat? No. I don't see it. All right, phone lines are open. Guest request box is open. Whichever person gets into one first, I guess. Hello, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
How old am I?
Yes.
27. How old are you?
39. Do you still support Trump?
Do I feel super Trump? Yeah, like I supported Trump.
I can't understand what you're saying. What?
You said that I supported Trump, but yeah, I never supported Trump.
You're breaking up, dude. I can't understand you.
I'm breaking up. Yeah, I'm breaking up. Are you breaking up, or what's going on? What's going on with you?
Oh, this is that Lego video. I meant to look at this.
Oh, you trying to be a troll? You trying to be a troll?
No, you're just in really bad reception, sir.
Well, it could be. I could have bad reception.
All right, man. Well, you have a good one. Sorry, I just can't understand you. I just can't understand. This is the Lego video that you guys are talking. I haven't gotten to watch this yet. You guys want to watch it real quick? I don't have any callers real quick. I'm at 3 hours. Yo, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Let's get this thing up to 300,000 likes. I do have it. I haven't watched it yet. You guys want to watch it? All right, let's watch it real quick. Let's watch it real quick.
Yeah. You crossed the ocean just to find your granted. Sacrifice your own boys for a lie. Listen. Yeah. Yeah. Make America great again. Yo, Tails, this shit crazy. Yeah. Make America great again now. We will see what happens, yeah. Watch this. Sacred defense, we protecting the soil. While you sacrifice soldiers to pay for your spoil. You thought you ran the blow, sitting on your throne. Now we turning every base into a bed of stone. It's a slaughterhouse, a trap you couldn't see. Welcome to the graveyard of your vanity. The secrets are leaking. The pressure is rising. We locked on the target. And now you are hiding. LOSC. Yeah, we spelling at your name. Send them to the slaughter, you the only one to blame. Bleeding for a fucker while you shaking in your sweet. LOSC. Taste the ash of defeat. LOSC. Yeah, we spelling at your name. Send them to the slaughter, you the only one to blame. Bleeding for a fucker while you shaking in your sweet. LOSC. Taste the ash of defeat. Swag's fighting in your suit, hiding Epstein's ghost. You sent your boys to die on the bloody coast. Not a revenge for the leader's blood is purely mine. Every drop of his blood is a missile on the line. You thought you took him out, thought the fire was dead, but another common day is standing ahead. Yeah, you strike one down, we just shatter your brain. We put another in the leg. Common day again. The secrets are leaking. The pressure is rising. We locked on the target. And now you are hiding. Yeah, we spelling out your name. Send them to the slaughter, you the only one to blame. Bleeding for a puppet while you shaking in your sweet. LOSC. Taste the ash. LOSC. Yeah, we spelling out your name. Send them to the slaughter, you the only one to blame.
Woo!
Bleeding for a puppet while you shaking in your sweet. LOSC. Taste the ash of defeat. Sacred defense of the homeland. Sacred defense of the homeland. Sacred defense of the homeland. The slaughterhouse is open. Common name cat. LOSC.
First of all, why the fuck did that hit so hard? First of all, why the fuck did that hit so hard? Holy shit, bro. Yo, where did he say, did they say MAGA in there? I'm pretty sure they said MAGA somewhere in there. Yo, that was wild, dude. That was wild. LOSC. LOSC. Yeah, I'm gonna be that song's gonna be stuck in my head for the rest of the night. So that's cool. That's gonna be stuck in my head for the rest of the night. And this motherfucker better be on Spotify because this needs to be on a constant playlist on my phone. That shit is fucking dope, dude. That shit is fucking dope. Yeah, friggin' shit. What the kids say, that shit slaps. That shit slaps, yo. I'm trying to speak Gen Z. No cap. No cap. Yeah, the beat was freaking off the chain, wasn't it? Yeah, type shit. Yeah, that that beat was off the chain. that shit was fucking slapping, bro. Like fucking shit. They say that's T now. My bad. I can't keep up with my lingo. I apologize. I want to find whoever made that song and like make it the intro to my show every day. Like I'll pay for the license. Like just let that be part of my show every day. That'd be freaking dope. Y'all figure out who makes that. I will pay for the license. Let me it's AI. So that means it should be free use. Right? If it's AI, it should be free use. All right, we'll see. Was that actually the person? Did someone actually send it to me? Oh, is that the... All right. Cool. Anyways, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and jump off the night. Can we get big W's in the chat for, first of all of the gifters? This has probably been, and this is not a joke, so I'm just trying to rep y'all over here. Probably the best one, like as far as like TikTok gifts go, this was probably the highest TikTok gift cast to go live I've had in probably a damn near year. So thank you guys so much. That is absolutely huge. Dig W's in the chat for all the gifters. That is absolutely huge. Extra big ones out there to Jill, especially Hot Dog, and Dolphin, who sent that meteor shower too. So I really appreciate that. Also, for anyone who sent super chats, super stickers, any of those things, I really, really appreciate that too. I will be on tomorrow. I won't be on till 7:30 because I'll be at tennis. I said Dolphin, right? Right? I said Dolphin? I thought I said Dolphin. So I'll be on at 7:30 tomorrow night because I will be at tennis. Thank you so much, Hot Dog, for just clearing that off too. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bill Simmons, thank you for the 300 too. Deb, thank you so much. Jay, thank you so much. I don't think I missed any super chats. I missed a couple from Scott talking about him like Scott's been drinking tonight, so I left all of his out. Rose, thank you so much too. I appreciate that. So anyways, all right, y'all. Love you guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Smoochies. Bye.